What up, Donnie?
What's up, Anthony?
All right, so this is how I want to start it because this is the early Thanksgiving podcast because Thanksgiving's tomorrow, correct?
It is, yeah.
It is. I always forget that it's a Thursday, right?
Mm-hmm.
I just want to say I'm thankful that you're coming on the show because you've been a huge inspiration to a lot of people, especially in skateboarding. Huge inspiration to me because, like, a young kid coming up on the East Coast, there wasn't many pros that had, like, taken the chance to pursue it and go out west and come back and do all the things you have done. And you were like a pioneer on East Coast skateboarding. And you helped me a lot. So I'm thankful for you. Thank you for helping me get involved with Birdhouse and your influence with Zoo York. And Thanksgiving podcast.
Yeah, thanks, Anthony. Hey, this is perfect. Yeah, thank you, man, so much, dude. I love you, man.
Yeah.
And I want to start off by saying to everybody out there that, I've known Anthony since he was probably 15, 16 when he first got his license. We met at the Skater Island Skateboard Park in Middletown, Rhode Island. You guys probably remember playing Skater Island because you played it in Tony Hawk's video game.
That's right.
Yeah. So, I remember meeting you. And, you were a firecracker, charging at the skate park, sweaty, drinking like a gallon of iced tea, sweating it out in the skate park. And you had your little crew with you, and you guys were just animals, just attacking skateboarding and just full force going for it, And I remember, you progressing and getting hooked up with Fibro, I think. And then
that was through Solstice originally.
Yep, Solstice Skate Shop. But it really, at the end of the day, I just I've always been near you in some way because we've lived in the same area, and you've always inspired me from like your hardcore work ethic, your vision, your ambition. You started your own brand, you knew what you wanted to do, and you've always just sort of taken the bull by the horns. Even when we were skating and traveling around the world, you were always like the first one at the skate spot to try to nollie into the grind on the big handrail and stuff, like really.
Thanks,
so like I got to see all that, and I just kind of wanted to express that to everybody out there, like how strong this dude is, and how he might be like a decade younger than me, but like I've always looked up to him, which is a pretty cool thing. Sometimes we learn from the older folks, but not all the time, because I learned a lot from you.
It's crazy because I feel the same way. I like learn a lot from you because you're ahead of me in space and time, and like you've been able to age like a fine wine, like physically, and like you're skating and you're still involved with skating, and like, so to me that's like a trailblazer. I get to watch Donnie like live through what I'll hopefully be lucky enough to live through, is like coming to terms with getting older and like figuring out how to stay relevant and like work on your craft and fine tune it, because like when you're young and you're skating and stuff, a lot of it is just like piss and vinegar. You're good, but you're just reckless and it's entertaining, but like to actually keep skating in your life and to be involved, you have to get better, and you have to be better with relationships, and you have to tighten up your style because you can't get as gnarly anymore and whatnot, and you've done like an excellent job of that. And you have to manage multiple things in life, like kids and all the stuff that you've been through. So like to me, that's like a huge inspiration. I'm hyped that you look backwards for inspiration because those are the people that are like fresh and young and new and coming. I do that too, like with the skateboard lessons, like I look backwards to the young kids because they're like hopefully going to be the updated version of us, and maybe we can help them like have a smoother ride, possibly.
Totally, man. I agree 100%, man. So anybody out there, I want to thank you because like I live vicariously through all the young kids. It's like I'm on Instagram and I just give love away all day because I'm like raising children. I work a full-time job. Life has changed for me. I'm more mature. I'm 47. So, but I'm still a skate. I know, but I'm still a skate rat. Like it doesn't go away, and there's been times where I sort of wanted, the skate rat, like to dissolve and go away in some ways, my body's deteriorated a little bit. And, but no, I really at the end of the day, like, I like totally like my life, part of my life force is all the young kids that are killing it right now. So
Hell yeah.
don't stop doing what you're doing, because I need you.
Yeah, amen.
You're all I need.
Cliche and true.
That's funny.
Nah, but it's so true, man. It's so
Yeah.
true, because it's sick to look back and just see these kids go through what you've been through, you know, on some level, maybe a different version of it, but watching them develop and grow, and like, it's so cool. And then to see them do it a little faster is like super inspiring, you know?
Yeah, it's incredible where skating's been able to go. You know, it's just refined itself. People are getting, you know, there's like more wisdom now, it feels like, in some ways. There's some things missing too, but like I feel like people are stretching, people are eating better.
Yeah.
You know, they're taken to spirituality. They're you know, just approaching it with more tact, you know, and then when they actually get on their board, you know, everybody's going faster, bigger, longer, more tech, more finesse, more comfort, more board control. I mean, it's just it's totally wild. And it's funny because I used to sit and daydream, you know, about tricks that haven't been done yet. You know, I used to think of whacked out tricks, and I'd call PJ Ladd up and tell him, like, have you ever tried this?
He's a good person to call.
Yeah. And, you know, because your imagination, if you're a skater, you know, you understand that your imagination, and if you're so, as passionate as we can be, which is like limitless, you know, it's just funny to yeah, gosh, I lost my train of thought, but it's you know,
it's cool to daydream and see tricks, and then to have PJ Ladd to go try those or make them reality.
yeah, and so I know what I was trying to say. So basically, like, you know, I'd drive by a spot and I'd have this whacked out imagination of a trick. Like, man, imagine if I could frontside 360 ollie into a 50-50 on that big rail, you know, just stuff like weird stuff like that, you know, and always having it in the back of my mind, like, geez, if I could just, you know, find the courage, or, you know, and now all the things, you know, things are just in the realm of possibility now because of, you know, the staircase that skateboarding's been climbing with everybody getting better so quick, with all the inspiration at your fingertips, with, you know, like Instagram, with the Tony Hawk's new video game coming back out. There's another new video game that Brandon's in, Skater XL. There's, you know, skateboarding is on TV and all the commercials. So these kids at a young age just get to sort of come up on this new operating system, you know, and I came up on like the young dude. My operating system is like, it's kind of outdated, like a little
VHS.
bit. Yeah, totally. I got the analog setup over here, man. It's like you guys are all digital.
Now you made the cutoff though. You're on there. You're digital now too, though.
Yeah, maybe I'm like half analog, half digital or something.
That's good though, because you're the best of both worlds. You know where they came from and where you can go where it goes, you know.
Yeah.
Whereas kids now, they don't know about like wasting all that tape and film and just like carrying that shit around.
Yeah, I remember shooting sequences with any of the photographers back then, and shooting with film, stuff like that, you know. And you're so under pressure.
Whole different game.
You're like, you see the stack of film on the side of the sidewalk, and you're on your 10th roll of film, and
that's
you're like,
money right there on the sidewalk.
Yeah. Nowadays, it's you know,
dudes are just deleting their trash now.
Yeah,
I just gotta make more room, even one clip at a time.
It is funny. A lot of shortcuts these days, but you know, it makes for the evolution, you know, to go quicker. You know, quicker growth, and you know.
I agree with you, man. Like, I feel like the reason why skating has grown like it has is because of the technology, and everybody has these phones in their pockets, you know? So everybody can already be, like, they have their own platform, they have their own audience, and they can already start to work on something, you know? Like, themselves, and how to interact with the internet, and have a mirror in front of you and reflect. And like, kids start doing that really early, which is like a dangerous thing, but it's also a good thing. It's gonna like, it can be a either or. It's just a tool, you know.
I recognize that myself, you know, like I constantly catch myself you know, wanting to, well, it's like a love-hate relationship. like
Yeah.
social media, for instance, you
Yeah.
know, like, I want to participate in it. Mainly, like, I just want to support everybody out there that I'm enjoying and let them know that I appreciate what they're doing. But then at the same time, I also want to toot my own horn, and get into like myself,
Yeah,
and show like, hey, this is what I did in 1996 or something. Mainly because it brings me joy to kind of relive that time frame. But then on top of that, like my ego wants some validation too, you know what I mean? So it's like, how many people like that? How many people commented? And then, of course, I'm like raising children and working a job. So I'm like sneaking off and hiding in a closet while I'm making French toast for my daughters,
Good
like,
for you. I love French toast.
and then I'm trying to comment and make sure that I send love back out to all the people that supported like the clip that I just posted. And then I'm questioning myself too. Like, are you doing this for, yeah, why, just kind of sometimes just questioning like what my motives are.
It's not even all our fault, because the people that design these things are designing them to be like lottery machines and like be highly addictive. So every little feature on those apps are designed to try to get your attention. It's the attention economy. So they're all fighting for it, whether it's Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, whoever. They want our attention so they can monetize our attention by putting ads on it, and then they make trillions of dollars. And it's like, so it's not all our fault. We're responsible for how we use it, but
Yeah.
it's fucking geniuses are designing these things to pull us into them,
Yeah. And
digital worlds, basically.
And like a lot of us like struggle with unmanageability in life in general, and then you give us this device and you give us this platform, and we get addicted to it, and then we it sucks us in, and then we're not even living in the moment,
Yeah.
the present moment. That's why they call it the present.
It's a gift.
Yeah. Yeah. And I do that. I do it. I do it probably every day, a few times, I have to like throw my phone down and get back on the computer and like focus on work, or, my kids are trying to tell me a story and I'm looking at my phone and I'm like, dude, it's like a battle, dude. Sometimes I want to just huck the phone,
Dude,
and just like,
days.
what's going on with me? But at least I know it, and I try to remember that, like, okay, for me, whatever, I'll admit it,
No,
like,
and everybody else out there has the same struggle, for sure.
Yeah.
I have it. Like there's days where I'm like, why the fuck have I been on this so much? And it's like I feel like I'm doing work, so I don't feel that bad about it. But still, I'm like, yo, it's fucking sunny out. My dogs need a goddamn walk. I'm sitting here fucking looking at fucking whatever, I don't even know what I'd like, some bullshit, probably some politics shit on Facebook, because that's where it ends up. And I'll be like watching some videos and I'm just like, this isn't my life. This is something I'm just watching, and now it's pulling my attention and my emotions. It's draining my resources because I'm like watching it and engaging with it. And it's like, I could go out and build something with all I need, or go film someone, or like do something real out in the space, that we have. But it's crazy because it's a new thing we all have to have in our lives. It's the connection. That's what speeds everything up. It's like when we were coming up, Donnie, or when even more so for you guys were pioneers because you're out there with the film, like getting all the photos and the videos and doing all the analog and the labor to get to the point where we can have iPhones and you can just take a photo on your phone real quick, So like, as that progresses, man, kids get the shit earlier and earlier, and they start figuring out how to use it, and it's just like, shit becomes so complex at some point, to go back to like simple things is nice, kind of like leading to what you were saying,
Yeah. I mean, to all the parents out there, I'm sure you got some listeners that have children,
Definitely.
and it's like, my wifey and I, it's a struggle because, I have a 13-year-old daughter, a 9-year-old daughter, and a 4.5-year-old daughter. And, yeah, they all have devices. It's just part of the way it is, you know. But they just, the devices, get in the way at times. Same thing we just touched upon. It's just a difficult task, I think, for parents. I know, for us, we have to, try to build framework in our home to let the kids have the devices for a certain amount of time. And then right now COVID's going on, so each of my children are doing different things and going to school on different days and Zooming on different days, and it's just this kind of juggling act.
That's what makes it harder, because like not only is it addictive and like entertaining, but you need it in life now.
Yeah.
For school and shit. That's crazy.
Yeah. Like my 9-year-old, she was fussing about going to school. We had to take her to the dentist appointment on Monday, and then she didn't want to go back to school because she didn't want to be the one that had to walk in the class in the middle of in the middle of the day. She's kind of shy. Yeah, totally. So she was, kind of having like a little bit of a struggle with that. So my wife caved, and then she came home and she ran for the iPad, and I was like, no. Then I got an update on my phone in my email from her teacher, and it was all the work that she needed to do on her device.
Yeah.
So it's like I want to hide the device, but then she needs to log on. And then
school's like, you need it, honey.
Yeah. So she's like doing her homework, and I'm kind of paying attention, kind of making sure she's not skipping out and doing other things on the device.
Yeah.
I don't know. So it's and then sure enough, I caught her looking at TikTok or whatever it was.
Oh man, TikTok's
so,
the worst for kids. I'm sure.
Yeah. And my 13-year-old, she's got her own TikTok account. She's and it's like it's tough because I want her to like be current. I want all my daughters to sort of be with the times and be know how the technology's advancing, and they all like sort of need to keep up in a sense, but then
more so than ever, dude. I hate to say it,
but there's just a ton of darkness in there too, and darkness, and
it's literally like the artificial version of humanity. We're building like we're putting our emotions and feelings and thoughts and fantasies and visuals into the silicon.
Yeah.
So there's the darkness that's in life, but it's reflected on the web.
Yeah, and there's just like
you
can't assume that all the content on there, it's just there's just a lot of crap.
You basically are like, with the internet these days and these phones, you're basically and I don't have kids, so it's easy for me to say this, but for you guys, it's like you're taking your kid into the middle of the woods, and there's all this dangerous shit, and they're the most naive little bunny rabbit.
Here you go, figure it out.
Yeah, they're a little bunny rabbit around all the holes and wolves and crocodiles and things that want to kill that thing or influence it.
Sometimes I'm just like, what are we doing? I just, I have the reoccurring fantasy about the, 50-acre property in New Hampshire with the, 2,000 square foot log cabin style house with the solar panels on top with the well.
Yeah.
And maybe like a barn with a couple of cows.
It sound good, dude.
And like the summertime garden.
Yes.
With no devices, and just kind of bringing it back to like, I was born in 1973. And it was just slower time, like totally. Ronald Reagan, Michael Jackson Thriller album drops, in the early 80s when it was just a little bit more innocent and wholesome. I'm sure it wasn't innocent, but
it was like
kid,
novel or new, because like all that shit seemed so powerful. Like Michael Jackson, when he came out, it was like never seen that pop star, that level of fame and pop star. Same with Elvis too, right? Like there was a level, and then Michael's later, and then Michael Jordan, like celebrity and stuff.
Yeah, at the end of the day, it's not an easy task being a parent, I guess. But it's a joy, and just kind of take it one day at a time, and we'll just hope the kids turn out all right.
Yeah, man.
With everything at their fingertips.
I think maybe a good approach, and this is me not having kids, so I could be completely wrong, but is just to be honest with them. But like, oh man, that sounds so stupid to say because I don't have kids. But try to be as honest as you can with them about the capability and the possibility, and you kind of have to like maybe fill them in on the darkness a little bit so they don't just run into it, because that's how people get like fucking shocked, is when they just run into shit,
Yeah. Yeah.
So like maybe, I don't know, if I was a parent, I'd have to like sit there and try to tell them, like figure out how to tell them like, yo, this is gonna have some wild shit. Kids must be looking at porn earlier because everyone has phones. Remember before, it was like when they had porn, you'd have to like go get a magazine or like go into a fucking video shop and there's a curtain. Like there was some accountability. But now with kids, they're probably on their phone. Every little boy probably gets porn earlier than any other people generation ever. Which is crazy to think.
They make like parental settings and stuff.
That's good.
You know, but
for the actual phones, like if you give it to your kid, you can put the parental like block websites and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Nice.
Yeah, and then like my wife and I,
Apple.
Yeah, Jesse and I, we do a pretty good job of like for me, you said honesty. I'm like the one in the house that like, you know, spills out the honesty. I think more than she, you know, she gets honest with them too, like in real, you know, gets real with them. But like at the same time, I think in some ways she likes to keep them protected in a little bit of a bubble. Yeah. And since I come from like skateboarding, the streets, you know, and the culture, like, you know, we always skateboarders, man. Like we're pretty real, you know what I mean?
Yeah, man.
And so sometimes I have to think about that. Like I try to pause a little bit, you know, because some of the things I want to get honest about, you know, they might not be ready for, you know, so whatever.
But
it's a balance.
What I was kind of saying is like, it's a balancing act of like trying to show them the real dark world, like let them be prepared so they don't just fall into it. Like I can't imagine that. It's so much work, you know, or responsibility, I guess.
It's like, you know, you don't want them to just be crippled with fear, because fear is another, you know, I don't know.
It's not good to like, it's not good to just be naive and afraid all the time. That's not good. That's just weak, you know, like naive and afraid. So you're like, you're unaware and you're just scared of everything. To be like a full character, you need to have like your dark side like understood. You got to go out, live your life, make mistakes, like figure out what you are, where your morality is, you know, and then you have your full character and you can like, no one will bully you because you'll know like that you can get into a fight, you know, and then you can bring that side up when it's needed, you know, like, but as kids, they just, I imagine the mom wants to keep them safe. Like a mother is very nurturing and like they give birth and it's like, run to your mother, you know. The dad's role would be like, for sure what you were saying, like kind of expose them to the world a little bit more than your mom would. Let them leave the house a little more, maybe.
Yeah.
And take them skating.
And like in my house growing up, you know, my dad was in the Navy, you know. We were
I didn't know that.
A Navy family.
Wow,
yeah,
sick.
I'm a Navy brat.
How was that with like, if you don't mind me asking, how was like that with your father and like being a little boy and like having a dad in the Navy?
Oh, I loved it. Yeah,
super strict and like
I you know, my parents were strict, you know. There was you know, definitely a lot of values instilled and a lot of you know, framework in the house. You know, we were sort of almost trained in a way, which was great. You know, we knew, you know, what the boundaries were and not to step over them and what would happen if we did, you know, and that's another thing that's different nowadays, you know, because, you know, I struggle with trying to, you know, be heavy handed with my kids a little bit, you know, because they'll manipulate and push things, you know, too far sometimes.
They're powerful little kids. Are so
smart.
Powerful and smart.
And it's a different time, you know. So I feel like in the world today, there's like a lot less discipline and a lot less framework and structure, which to me it gets scary, you know.
Yeah.
Because I think that you know, we're just human, and if we don't have, you know, framework in some ways, we can just you know, get really unruly and I don't know. Whatever. I just know. I only know that from my own experience.
You'll drift off. Like,
yeah, totally.
It's a balancing act between like having structure and order and being orderly. That's a good thing. But when taken to its extreme, it's like too much. And then the other side of the spectrum is being the wild child that has no walls and no structures and just bouncing around randomly and just like going with the like. And then, so that's not good either. You want to be like in the middle. We know this from skating. You want to like balance it out so you can actually hold it steady and have some control, but you don't want to be too stiff and rigid that you don't have like a style, you know? Style is in falling and catching yourself, you know? Whereas like, if you're always so controlling, a lot of people have that line down the middle of them. It's like, chaos and order. So things can be too orderly or too chaotic, but you need to like constantly manage both that side of you, you know? Something I'm learning.
Yeah.
Trying to learn.
Yeah. It's tough too. Like,
Did that touch on what you were saying kind of? I feel like that's the same concept, right?
Yeah. I know for like I catch myself enabling my children all the time because it's like I want their love and I just want to provide them, you know, with all this whatever they want, you know. Last night my 9-year-old wanted a milkshake, so on the way home I stopped and got some you know, awesome vanilla ice cream, and I was making like milkshakes at like 9:30 because they didn't have school today. So they were staying up late. So my 13-year-old and my 9-year-old were just jumping around drinking milkshakes, but like, you know, because they didn't have school, you know. Anyway, my point is, you know, it's with the enabling, you know, it's you know, it's just so easy when you love your children, you know. But then sometimes I'm like, all right, this is getting crazy, you know. I'm jumping through hoops for my kids. They need to learn some hard lessons, and I need to be the one to teach them, you know. And whatever. I do that. I deal with that a little bit in the skateboard lessons because kids will just try to take advantage of you, especially if they don't feel like skating. And like they're just like having a bad day or something. And I'm just like, why are we here? Like, we're friends, yes, but like it's a skate lesson. Like, we should skate, you know. Like, but they'll manipulate the shit out of you, and you have to like kind of be the person you don't necessarily always want to be. Is like the stern person. It's like, dude, we gotta get this on track, you know. We should get into. Me and Donny could talk forever, obviously. You guys are bored with the parenting talk. Nah, hell yeah. We'll move on. I like that type of talk, but we do have a lot of questions, so. All right, let's see which one to start with. All right. We'll start with the easy one. This one's from the Ramsey. I miss Ramsey. Oh, what up, Speaking Ramsey? Of kids and like a full life, I'm happy for him, but like I don't see Ramsey as much. Yeah. His is simple: French toast or pancakes, pizza or spaghetti, mustard or mayo. You can take this one first. Oh, let's do French toast pancakes. Yeah, French toast all day. Oh yeah, true. I like that. I'm back. Yeah, my kids love it too. Pizza or what? Spaghetti. Oh man, lately I've been trying to like remove some of the gluten out of my life. So, man. But if you had to, yeah, in definitely. The heydays, picture like one of the best pizzas. Pizza, yeah, for sure, pizza. Really, spaghetti's pretty bomb, dude. I'm torn. Yeah, no doubt. That's true. I'm torn. Mm-hmm. Nothing's better than spaghetti and big ass meatballs. I haven't had spaghetti and meatballs in a long time. Yeah, that's like true. Some raviolis. Damn. All right, we're gonna go to condiments now. Mustard or mayo? Jeez, depends, man. Nothing like mustard on a hot dog in the summertime. Facts. I'm not a hot dog eater, but sometimes in the summer I'm like, wow, dude, this is heavenly. That's like a guilty pleasure for sure. I used to house those things when I was younger, but now it's once in a great blue moon. Yeah, kind of like a nostalgic food. Connects you back to like the summer times as a kid or something. Steamed hot dogs might be the best thing ever. Yeah, probably mayonnaise, I guess. I don't use it that much, but I don't know. I figured you as a mayonnaise guy. Maybe an egg salad sandwich with some mayo. I don't know. Perfect. Okay, so I agree with French toast. I'm going to lean towards spaghetti and meatballs just because like now I want spaghetti and meatballs. And I'm going to mustard just because. Okay. Solid question, Ramsey. Oh, okay. This one's from the homie Insta Mondays. You know Eric? Yeah. Eric Monday. Yeah, shout out. What's the man, up? Dude. Yeah. He asked favorite Hartford spot and layer mission. Oh, definitely. Favorite Hartford spot is Trinity College. Oh yeah, Trinity's epic, dude. With like the banks and the rails, and then like the ledge with the bank into it. Yeah. I was up there about a month ago, and that was supposed to be the first meeting spot, but I had to like get gas, and I couldn't get out of the house quick enough. And I think Westgate and PJ and Tim, they went there first. Yeah. And as soon as they got there, they got kicked out. Yeah. So that happens. I wasn't pissed. I was looking forward to. I had some ideas, just to even roll around that spot's super fun. But that's such an epic spot. Yeah, absolutely. And I was surprised too, because right when we pulled in to Hartford, usually like I come off this exit and I end up right at that heaven spot.
Oh yeah.
And I hadn't skated Hartford for a while, but they put like a little skate park right in the middle of that heaven spot.
It seems like a skate park and like a graffiti zone.
Yeah.
There's graffitis everywhere.
Yeah.
Seems like they made that like a legal spot maybe.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, I never really got kicked out of heaven. I can't remember at least getting kicked out of there.
I just mean
ever
like they
in
made
the
it
past,
legal
but-
for graffiti, I think.
Yeah,
'Cause
yeah.
That's like so much graffiti.
Yeah,
You can't
yeah.
just be doing that
I
broad
know.
daylight and shit.
Yeah, there was a
Or you
ridiculous
can,
amount.
I guess. I don't know. Yeah.
But we were heading to a couple other spots, so we just passed by Heaven, and I saw people skating in there, and I wanted to stop and check it out, but we had like, bigger fish to fry.
Yeah.
It was fun. We had a good time. Yeah. PJ was just on one, man.
What's up with
he's been
PJ? Is he
killing it.
living back here?
No, he's back here. I think up until maybe another week. He's
Like
gonna
family holidays and stuff?
No, he just came back to just kind of reconnect, with skating in Boston, and just reconnecting with skateboarding. He's been just
That's fucking awesome to hear.
yeah.
Because he's been out in Cali, and like
Mhm.
to see the progress of what's gone down on the East Coast must be sick to him. Because he was kind of
Yeah.
a spark with the Wonderful Horrible Life.
Oh,
and
yeah.
Like, so
Yeah.
like for him to come back and just indulge in it, sick.
Yeah, no, it's been rad. We've got to skate maybe half a dozen times now, and yeah, he's just really on this like kick. I can relate. Like, in my career, it just went through lefts and rights and ups and downs and stuff, and for whatever reason, he just felt compelled to come back and kind of, I mean, he could probably tell you more about it, but
Yeah, that's
exactly.
But yeah, I get what you're saying, because like anytime you stick with something for a long ass time, there's like ups, downs, your motivations change. You have to keep seeking purpose, find out what projects you're gonna work on. Like, like I agree with that. That's been something that I battle with as well. Like trying to find where to aim at with your skating and involvement.
Yeah,
But that's cool.
yeah,
It's good
yeah.
that people are still proactive and stuff, especially dudes that have been doing it.
Yeah, dude, we've had some incredible conversations too about life, about skating,
That's cool to hear.
even about like spirituality, about business. So on top of, having some really cool sessions, and it's really a trip, dude. He has not, I mean, he's like better now.
Dude.
Like, dude, it's crazy. I'm like,
Not gonna
man,
argue that.
I met him when he was, geez, I don't even know, maybe he was 14, 15, and yeah, he's in his mid 30s now, and just hasn't skipped a beat yet,
Hell
like
yeah.
yeah, really.
It's good to hear, because like it's not like we have that many East Coast dudes compared to the West Coast, so it's good to hear when like someone like you've watched and people have seen is just still doing it and killing it and getting better. Like epic.
Yeah, he's into, like he's got a really strong like yoga practice.
Oh, rad.
So that's, I think, a lot of where the success comes in for the longevity piece.
Yeah,
you know,
yeah.
like he's
There's, like, a
he's
lot-
setting himself up for like the long haul, because he's
Yeah.
taking care of his body. He's been doing that, for probably over a decade now.
That's good. Like
Yeah.
yoga probably helps balance you daily, weekly. That way you can keep to the mission.
Yeah. I've tried to, I haven't really had a lot of success with sticking with yoga and stretching and stuff. I go through spurts, I'd say.
Yeah.
But
Same.
yeah, it's, again, back
Some
to like,
people can build it into their life, so it's like
Yeah.
a thing for sure.
yeah, I know. I think once I started having kids, it got a little harder to like, make the time for self-care.
They're punching you in the dick. You're like,
Yeah.
oh god,
Yeah.
he's trying to do yoga.
Yeah.
He's trying to do yoga right now.
Yeah. Yeah.
I used to hit my dad in the dick all the time. Just like being an excited little kid wanting to wrestle. Nut shot all the time, dude. Sorry to derail, but
No, that's true.
I know you've taken some. For
Oh,
sure.
yeah. Yeah.
They roughhouse so hard.
Yeah. Truth.
Yeah, that's sick to hear, man. So back to the question. Layer sessions.
Where?
Skating with SKATELER.
I never got to go there. One time Ricky Iola came up.
Shout out.
Yeah, to Ricky, the king.
And
Yeah.
and Talking Schmidt. because they always yell shout out too. But Ricky, definitely a shout out.
Yeah, Ricky came up to Hartford, and he met up with Eric Monday, and we went and explored some spots around Hartford. It was pretty rad. We went to like this abandoned warehouse.
Wait, recently?
No,
A little while ago?
this is we're talking 15 years back or something. But it was cool because I finally got to connect with Eric Monday a little bit, because I had been hearing about him forever.
Yeah.
You know, from other people. We had been in different skate parks, you know, several times, you know, but I'd heard his name mentioned a bunch, and I just, for some reason, never ever got to skate that bowl.
Yeah.
That I can remember.
Which is crazy because you're Donny Barley. And I'd want to watch you skate the bowl.
I would have loved to have skated it. Yeah.
It's crazy how people like that, like Eric Monday, and like there's dudes out there that like we're all connected to skating. You just keep seeing each other over the years, or connecting, or seeing, or somehow, you know. It's wild how that keeps. I guess it's because we all just keep skating in our lives, you know. And there's dudes that are lifers that you just don't forget.
Yeah, there's skate communities everywhere, you know, all over the globe. You know, if you can get out there, yeah. And I was out there hard, you know, like for, you know, traveling for, a long time.
Yeah, dude, you definitely traveled.
Put on some miles.
Is it? Do you have this problem? It's like when I was traveling a lot. I can't. It's hard to remember everywhere like we went, and that's like sick. I'm really grateful, but like I honestly need to go back and watch videos to remember cities and towns. Like some of those New York trips are like month longs, and then you've been doing it even longer. And then Birdhouse, like all those trips, it's like
every day. Yeah, every day on Instagram, every single day. There's 5 or 6 new kids that's DM me.
Yeah,
and it's a photo of an autograph on a board.
Oh, sick! That's the best feeling, right?
Yeah, it's like Argentina, Brazil, Chile. I mean, you name it, different countries. Kids writing stuff to me in foreign languages, and I have to like cut and paste it,
transcribe it.
Yeah, and try to like figure out what they're trying to talk about.
In Japanese.
Yeah, it's rad, man. Yeah, but even, you know, like you said. They sent me a picture of a gap. Did you skate? They call this the Donny Barley rail, because they said, you know, it's like in Bloomingfield, Indiana, somewhere at some school on a toy machine demo from 1996.
Yeah.
You know, and I'm like, dude, I have no idea.
You probably get that a lot.
Yeah, it's funny, and I just, you know, but it's cool because I get a chance to connect with the young skater, and I do my best to write everybody back.
Yeah, you always have. You've been a good in that. That's what I was saying. Like in the beginning of the podcast, you pay it forward. Like definitely. Like you helped me out a lot. You didn't have to, just through being cool to me and like talking to me and like helping me get involved with skate brands and stuff. Like that was like something you didn't have to do. You know what I mean? You do a good job of that, man.
Thanks.
I feel like you show love to a lot of people, which is good.
Well, I mean,
probably explains your success and how long you've been involved in skating, for sure.
I could tell everybody, like, man, when we were kids, like, it's like, you know, I'm from this small town in Connecticut, and there was a couple of us that skated. It was during a time when skating was nothing, and you know,
you guys were probably the only skaters, really, right? In Connecticut, was there?
Yeah, there was a handful of us. You know, we had actually a pretty cool scene in our town. We all went to sort of different schools, and we were, you know, from the age of, you know, 12 to like 25. There was, you know, a whole bunch. Not, you know,
that's how skating
at least 10 or 15 of us, I'd say.
Yeah.
In the surrounding 3 towns, but we all stuck together once we figured out, you know, who was who, and we had a local ramp, so we all like met there. But you know, we started to venture out to the skate parks as they started getting built and making connections with people in different cities. We started street skating in Boston. We got to meet the Boston guys. We got to meet some New York guys. We got to meet, you know, the Providence crew, and then
it's crazy how it lights up. Like you start figuring out New England and seeing that there's other crews and shit.
So every weekend,
also isolated.
Every weekend we were skating with different crews in different spots. But you know, it's like you'd hear about like, oh, that's Jeff, he got hooked up with such and such, and that's Keith, he got hooked up, he's on Thunder and Spitfire, you know, and then you know, you start to, the pieces of the puzzle start to come together. And like for a couple of years there, it was just like, wow, man, I got to get hooked up, you know, somehow. And I remember it being just so challenging because we're on the East Coast and no one comes out here. And then people would come out and we'd get together and skate with them and make connections. And some opportunities would pop up,
Yeah.
more people were starting to get hooked up. So my point is that it was so hard to like get noticed or whatever. I mean, pretty much when you're at the session and someone's there, you're just stoked to be in the mix skating with this person. You're not really thinking about, oh my gosh, I'm gonna hopefully I can get sponsored today. Like, I think that might be like the subconscious dream you have, but like you're more
really it's more like, hey, like it'd be sick if they notice me do something epic. Like,
or they're ripping. I remember
Yeah.
skating like the mini ramp at the playground with Tom Knox and Eric Dressen. I mean, everybody came through there. Henry Sanchez, Guy Mariano, Jason Lee.
Yeah.
All these people.
Like that,
Yeah. So I got to
that's a
skate with
dream.
all these
Yeah.
people, and it was more about like just being in the same room with these dudes, But then the next weekend you'd go back to the same park and you'd find out that so and so he's on flow for something,
Yeah.
But really at the end of the day, it's you said thanks for helping, and I just know for me, it just took forever to like get noticed, and I always remembered how rad it felt to just even get an iota, a little smidgen of attention, and someone opening up a door and saying, "Hey man, I got you, bro." So like when I had the chance to sort of be able to connect people to opportunities, like I just remembered what it felt like to not have that, so I wanted to help,
Yeah, and you did for sure. Thank you.
No.
And I get that completely because when you're in your own world with skating and you're so excited about skating and you're from a small East Coast town, it's like you're working so hard and you're skating because you're excited to learn all this stuff, and like it's just like a magic trick as you get better and better. I remember like there's parts where I was like, I can't believe I can do this trick now, like a back tail or something. And then it's like you just want someone else to see that, someone who's already done it that appreciates that. You want them to be like you said, like, here you go. And sometimes that's like someone saying, hey, I support you, and here's some like free decks or free wheels, and like keep ripping, Or sometimes it's just a compliment from some dude that like a older dude that they've been killing it, And that shit means a lot to you, right? I feel like that's where the confusion with sponsorship, and like a lot of people just want to be like part of skating in some way. It's not necessarily they want free shit, but they do want to be like, as a little kid, you just want to like share what you've discovered that they know about,
Yeah, I can tell you one experience that was pretty gnarly in terms of like Forrest Gump type thing.
One of my top 3 favorite movies.
Yeah, like so. Man, it's kind of a crazy story.
Did you grow out a long beard and just go running because you felt like it?
Nah. No, it's just more about like being in the right place at the right time and meeting the right person, and them being considerate and
wait, paint the picture.
Yeah. No, so I was I just got my license. I was like 17. I just got the cast off. I had broken my arm. It was like the winter time, I think.
Good time to break your arm, but keep going.
Well, I broke my arm in the summer, and I think I got the cast off. So I was 17, I think. I went up to Maine, which is like a 3.5 hour drive, because they had a skate park up there called Rats.
What?
Yep, I went up there, and I had heard that Buster Halterman was going to be there with some of the Gullwing guys or whatever. And at the time, I was like this. I loved skating trainee. And I just couldn't get enough of it. And I was like kind of like this aspiring like vert skater, I'm 17. Yeah. So
that's sick to think.
Yeah, man, I totally.
You later went on to have like street skater style, like
I skated everything. I always skated everything, but like I would always pad up when I would go to the parks, because it was a chance to get better at skating vert. And I liked the speed of vert. I liked the challenge. It was frightening, and I just loved it,
That's sick.
But I loved watching it too. So I watch all those Gullwing videos, and then I was big into Planet Earth, which was like a really rad brand that Chris Miller owned, and my friend Jason, and I would totally fan out on everything Planet Earth. And
they were a apparel brand, right?
There was a skateboard brand.
Sick,
They made t-shirts and stuff. But yeah, we were super into it. And anyway, and I was a big Buster Halterman fan, because he was just the most stylish. Him and Chris Miller were like this 1-2 combo. It was like master and Young Jedi.
Like Apprentice, yeah.
Yeah, so I went up to skate, and I met Buster, and we skated, and he was just killing it. But I asked him about going trucks, you know, and he gave me a set of trucks, and he gave me some stickers, and we made friends, man. He was the nicest guy, and he was super generous, you know, and super wholesome dude, you know. And I was like, that was just everything, you know, just to be sort of welcomed, and he was nice. But yeah, he gave me a set of trucks, gave me some stickers, gave me his phone number, told me he could connect me. I was like, man, I heard them talking about Woodward, and I like butted into the conversation, kind of like snuck in somehow, eavesdropped, you know. And then I was like, Woodward, yeah, that's cool. I'd love to go there, you know. And then I was I think I was just entering college at the time, so he's like, well, here, you know, if you want, you can come do dishes. Here's my friend Ozzy. And Ozzy was the guy that was like running Woodward at that time. Yeah. So I met him, and I got his phone number, and man, dude, so Buster hooked me up with Ray Underhill, and I got on Going.
Damn.
Yeah. And then, and so I'm calling Ray Underhill, who was, you know, he passed away. Rest in peace, Ray. But man, what a guy. I got hooked up with Going, and then I called Ozzy, and he sent me an application to work at Woodward. Damn. And then I went to college for, you know, a year and a half, got my associate's degree, and I could not wait to get out of school so I could go to Woodward and just skate, you know. Yeah. And I stayed. I was supposed to go to Woodward for I think 2 weeks. And I showed up. They showed me how to wash the dishes. I was going to be a dish dog.
Hell yeah.
You know, I get to wash dishes for 2 weeks, and I get to skate the whole place for free.
It's going to be the most epic 2 weeks.
Heaven.
Yeah.
You know, like I'll wash dishes forever. Forever to go skate Woodward. You know, that's kind of where things were at that point, you know, for me. And then, man, by like day 3, they're like, they had to kick somebody out for smoking or something. So they kicked the counselor out, told me I had to go home. Damn. And they needed a new counselor. So they're like, we'll have you fill in for the rest of the week. Can you be a counselor? We'll pay you a couple bucks. And
wait, so you didn't end up washing dishes?
Well, they moved me from being a dishwasher to being a counselor and an instructor. So I was like, perfect. From like
just dishes to kids, you know? Yeah.
So I was like, okay, cool. I'll finish the week as a counselor. That'll be fun. I'll get to, you know, be around the kids and everything, you know? Yeah, that's And then cool. At the end of the week, they're like, shoot, we need you for this week, you know? So at the end of the 2 weeks, I was, you know, figuring out how I was going to get home. My parents were going to drive down and pick me up. And then they're like, hey, can you stay another week? And it was like, you know, I kept staying week after week after week. I spent 10 weeks at Woodward.
Damn,
as a counselor, instructor. Yeah, by the time I left that summer, it was like, dude, every aspect of my skating had just, you know, like, so when I said Forrest Gump, I meant like, you know, it's just like weird coincidences. Like if that dude hadn't gotten kicked out for smoking, I wouldn't have got that job, you know.
Thank you, cigarettes.
Yeah, and even how I started skating too is like this dude stole my BMX bike when I was 12.
Damn.
You know?
I had that happen.
Yeah, and I was so bummed, man. It broke my heart because I just had like this banana board. From age 10 to 12, I was riding around the neighborhood on this banana board that I found in the trash.
That's sick though. It'll get you rolling.
Yeah, exactly. Totally. I was champ Mongo pusher on that little banana board.
I can tell.
Yeah. And then, yes, that dude stole my bike. I went back to the bike shop after I'd saved up money from mowing lawns and raking leaves and then whatever. And
that's sick.
Dude, I walked in I walked in the bike shop and boom, all these big skateboards in there. I saw the Hosoi. I saw the Vision Gator, the Mark Gonzalez, all the Bones Brigades boards in there, and I just my jaw dropped. And man, I didn't even look at the bikes, man. I just went straight to the skateboard, area, and that was game over. So another weird course of events. How I got here is dude stole my bike, you know, right? Like I wouldn't even be sitting here if he didn't do that, you know.
Like that side of skating is that there's a whole world around it too. Like when I was like I like the physical active skating, but I always like the idea of brands and stuff because of the artwork and like the team structure of things is cool. Like having a team manager, a filmer, like everyone has different roles. Team riders, you know, one dude's the street dude, someone's the vert dude. Like it mixes and blends. Like I love that side of the skate industry. You know, that people come together like Voltron and form things and do things, and like if they come together as a team or whatever, you know. But the artwork too, being a little kid and seeing all that at the skate shop going in, you're like, there's so much I gotta learn. Wheels, you gotta figure out the sizes, the trucks, all the intricacies with the trucks and everything. Then all the artwork and all the different brands,
the stickers,
and styles. Dude, the stickers.
Yeah, I remember just staring,
so many stickers,
staring into the display case, just like.
Yeah, that's
I
where
want
like personality.
every single, like I wanted it all.
Yeah, like personality
you know?
comes through those stickers. Like you see the style. Yeah, dude.
Yeah, saving up for like those, like street razor wheels, or like, you know, just even like a new set of bearings and just pulling your bearings out. I don't know, man.
No,
yeah,
you
like,
do know.
Yeah,
even this,
yeah.
whether you want to put those little washers on or not,
Right.
like going to
Yeah.
even just the grip job, like figuring out different grip jobs and like each time. Do you set your boards up fast or slow? Are you one that like?
It depends. It depends if I was. Like I always hated going to the skate parks in the winter and having to get a new setup because I'd be like fumbling over it, trying to put my board together as
like
fast as I
too
could.
excited, freezing.
Yeah, because I couldn't wait to skate. Like I was such a addict, dude. You know, I mean, I fell in love with it from the first second I touched it, and then. You know, I'd show up at the skate park. I could hear people yelling, people banging their tails because the session was on, you know, and
missing out.
Yeah, man. Like, oh my God, you know. But you know, it's funny how much we need skateboarding. You know, like I think back, you know, how like, you know, it's like even like setting up a board is like spiritual, you know, and even like, you know, I you know, life as a teenager and you know, your parents are getting into fights and you know your grades aren't as good and there's bullies in school or there's fears in life, you know.
Yeah,
and
they're going to war. Some people are going to war.
Yeah.
Some people aren't. Like we're in this craziness together.
Yeah, but you get to escape when you get on your board and everything's okay, you know.
Yeah.
So
it's a little bit of control you can have because you take your body, your heart, your mind, and you go roll around on this thing, and then you can form style and become like it'll help develop your personality, you know, if you stick with it, because it's not easy, it's hard. You have to be engaged with it. It's distraction from all the craziness in life for sure.
Yeah, I mean, it was perfect for me, you know, perfect outlet for somebody that couldn't sit still.
High functioning, for sure.
Yeah, I was shy, always fearful about something, you know, didn't really, you know, I was super athletic. So
you probably flip and spin with those shoulders, huh? You can spin front side pretty good.
Thanks, man. Thanks. Yeah, but like skating, like that's so funny. People ask me about like, what are you doing? I've been teaching skate lessons lately on the weekends. Yeah, it's been so fun, man.
So rewarding.
All these little kids. I'm like, you know, I'm a better at teaching skate lessons now that I have, you know, my own children, you know, to protect and, you know, and anyway, I'm teaching skate lessons. I gotta remember what my train of thought was, but yeah, God, how did I forget?
We were just talking about how like skating is super engaging and like can be a distraction from the chaos of the world, and then like being able to work with kids and be able to teach it and share it is like awesome, you know? Yeah,
it is. So, gosh, yeah, so been having fun teaching the skate lessons and gosh, how did I
definitely having like kids probably helps you with the skate lessons because you have to have constant like verbal back and forth with your kid and like figure out how to like say the words to like work with their personality and stuff. And a lot of that is what skateboarding is for, like skate lessons are. Like you ever go into a skate lesson and you get a new kid and you're like, I have to like, you don't know how that kid's going to be or act or say or their temperament, you know? Yeah. Having kids probably allows you to figure out like different kids' temperaments, and then going into lessons, it probably helps you because you're saying how you're better at teaching lessons now.
Yeah. I mean, I just understand myself more, you know, like I understand how much fear has played a part in my life in all these different ways. And so it's like when I'm trying to pass this on to some new kid that comes to the class, I'm like grabbing them by the hands and kind of pulling them around, showing them how to tic-tac. And then when it comes to time to like pump through corners, I'm really not letting them have too much room to fall or anything on their own, you know, because I don't want an ounce of fear sneaking in there. I want them to fall in love with it before they take that crazy slam. They're the slam's coming, you know, but like let them go discover that.
Free.
Yeah. You already know, you know.
Pay something.
Yeah, skateboarding will teach you, you know. But no, like when they're paying for the lesson or whatever, you know, I don't let them fall. I just don't. I don't even let them go on their own until they prove to me that they can do it. And it's funny because it builds up a hunger in them until they, you know, some like they're dropping in and I'm holding their arms and I'm just keeping fear out of it completely. Just because I want the light switch to flip and that little light bulb to come on where that like their heart, like where they really connect, you know,
they get the ride and they're like, damn.
Yeah. Because, and the reason why I want that for the kids that I teach lessons to is because, you know, like I said, it just skateboarding just, you know, gave me what I need. I don't even know where I'd be without skating. You know, when life gets tough, you know, you can just lean on skating, you know.
It's unbelievable how much being a skateboarder has helped myself and I'm sure others just during all this craziness. And just dealing with all like I feel like as in skateboarding, you're kind of assessing risk a little bit at a time. Like you're like learning the skills so you can push it past that line. You get better and better as you get to the line. You do all the work and discipline, get to that line, and then you go, okay, if I want to keep progressing, it's going to be scary or I could get hurt. So you just incrementally, you know, like assess risk and go, it's worth going a little further. Like that's what we're practicing, you know? Mm-hmm. And that as a characteristic in life has helped me a lot. Just being able to know where danger is and like hold that line and then try to go outside of your comfort zone and like and then control it. Like that's how you get better at learning tricks is like you go out of your comfort zone, you keep practicing until you get smoother and better, and then you master it on some level, you know, and then you're like, all right, well now I'm bored. It's like, especially if you've been skating for how long you've been skating for, like how many years? 37 years, you know,
age 10.
You've progressed a lot. So like, but having that skill in life, I feel like has helped me a lot with 2020. Just being able to assess risk, especially with the pandemic and stuff. Because like people out there that they just work. People tell them what to do. Like they don't ever really assess risk for themselves. You know, if you always keep yourself in a bubble and safe and you don't really push your boundaries at all, like you won't get hurt, but you're also not going to live a fucking life. So like, skating's taught me like you can't just be a comfortable bubble all the time. You got to go try shit, go mix it up in the city, get into a fucking argument with someone because you're out skating on their property, or like, you know, try something a little scarier than you ever have because it pays off sometimes. Mm-hmm. Nowadays, it's like they want to censor you. They want you to, words are dangerous and blah, blah, blah. It's like, so being a skateboarder, it's like, I feel like I've been able to handle 2020 a little bit better if I wasn't a skateboarder. Yeah,
no doubt. I know. Absolutely.
That's a lot. I packed it all into a little thing there, but but 2020's been crazy and skating has helped.
And I'm a salesman, you know, so I wake up every day and I work for Element, you know, so I sell skateboards and it's true. I mean, statistically, I've sold 4 times the quantity since COVID started.
Yeah, nice.
Just putting it out there, you know.
That's awesome.
Sales are through the roof, which is why, like I said, the phone rang. And my wife says, hey, do you want to teach a skate lesson to this girl? And I was, you know, just like, man, you know, put 5 kids together. I'll teach a skate lesson for 5 kids. That way it's like if I show up and give them an hour of my time, then at least there's 5 kids there. And
nice.
And it makes it more worthwhile. And so
you like a group dynamic with kids? You have 3 kids. So
I just would rather have, because then they can kind of feed off each other. You know what I mean? Oh, look at Susie just did it. You know, and the funny thing is that, well, first of all, there was 5. The phone rang and it was 1 kid, and then it turned into 5 kids, and then by the end of the weekend, all the phone calls started coming in. We ended up with 36 kids.
Damn.
Yeah, and this is
camp, bro.
Yeah. So I'm like, dude, what am I gonna do now? You know. So I'm like, okay, let's do a Saturday class at 9 a.m. Then we'll do a Sunday class at 9 a.m. And then we'll do a second class on Sunday. You know, so now
that's
I've got
so cool. You're doing that.
Yeah, now I got 5 classes, 10 kids per class. Everybody shows up with a mask. 70% of them are girls.
Yeah,
little
that's
girls.
epic, yeah.
And then my girls are with me.
What?
So it's like I got my 4.5-year-old. She's on like a scooter, and I don't care. You know what I mean?
She's 4, bro.
Yeah, exactly. But I'll
Does
pull.
she think she's super lit on that scooter?
Yeah,
100,
yeah.
100?
She's got like a doll under one arm, riding the scooter with one arm.
She's just happy to be out there.
Yeah, exactly. It's sick, man.
Dude, that sounds so sick, and that's awesome to hear.
Yeah, we've been having fun. Wifey's. I just told her, I'm like, you're the manager, I'm the muscle.
Nice.
Let's just, because then I just can work my job and not be distracted by any of the.
Nice to have roles and understand.
Yeah, the boundaries
good,
are
man.
important.
Yeah. That's
So
how you get shit done. You like figure out what you're both good at, and then build your boundaries and like work around each other.
So now she can have, because her job's gnarly. She's a stay-at-home mom.
Yeah.
The
most important job.
Yeah.
Should get paid to do that.
But the kids are getting a little older now, so she can help, and it's been fun.
Yeah, man. That's cool. I am actually kind of the opposite with the lessons. I'll do group lessons, but I like doing one-on-one lessons.
Do you?
Yeah, just because like for me it's just like easier. I mean, I'm like more. It's easier to like take an hour with one kid and like meet them and like try to get them pushing and like balance,
Mm-hmm.
and then do lessons afterwards. Usually I try to get them going as fast as possible so they're autonomous enough to their own,
Mm-hmm.
And it's cool too, like you're saying, like they all start to link up. When you do a lot of lessons, a lot of kids involved, and they start to like link up and be friends, and like you get to watch that bond form, which is really rad, But yeah, I don't know. I'll do group lessons, but sometimes it's like too many personalities or like too excitement. I'm more like I'd rather teach one person at a time.
It's funny. We've been doing them at this local park, and like all the kids are there, and then all the parents are like lined up on the edge of the skate park.
That's sick.
Kind of like the old soccer games when you were a kid.
Yeah.
Everybody's got like a winter jacket on and a coffee.
The wooden bench.
People are bringing their dogs.
Yeah.
We got like this like skate parent like networking thing going on.
No, yeah. The parents
where's that
linked up,
skate?
too.
Isn't there another skate park around here somewhere? And it's like, so I'm like, telling people where to go and which skate shops to go to, and
that's so cool.
Whatever.
I'm so
Pretty
thankful.
rad.
I'm so thankful that skateboarding has gotten to the point where like families and parents and everyone can participate and be involved in some way. It's
I mean,
so sick.
there's enough room for everybody, right?
Yeah.
Like I mean,
it's different things.
When
too.
I was in my late teens, early 20s and stuff, like I wasn't really trying to be around the family vibe, like so I had my crew, and we were punk rock, and we were rebellious, and we did that, on a different, that was different than what you just described, but like,
you're out in the streets, like being young kids, like you're not trying to be around a bunch of families and kids, like you're out trying to like maybe break something.
Yeah. I mean,
accidentally.
Yeah. Like skateboarding's, been around long enough now to where there's, just different tiers of it, there's even the brands are different, like, some brands are more geared toward a younger customer.
Yeah.
Some are for more of an artsy customer.
And the lessons are sick because like kids that are getting into something need all the most happy, successful adults in their life they can. So if the parents can come and be involved and watch, as long as they're not like overly involved. But most parents I meet are like they bring their kids, they buy them boards and shoes, and they just cheer them on and they watch them battle it out in the lesson or in a session and get, and they're not intrusive, they're not trying to teach the kid tricks they don't know how to do. But like, it's sick that can exist. Like kids need as many healthy, happy people in their lives, that exists in skating.
What's funny is that I've been getting a lot of feedback from the parents that, like, oh, well, Grayson plays hockey and, man, but right now, like, he's just in the driveway all day skating.
Hell yeah.
Like they're like, wow. This is different, hockey, they got to buy the skates, they got to be on the team. Like it's a whole different structure and framework, where skating, it's like you just grab your board and, go in the driveway with a couple buddies or whatever.
That's the beauty about skating, is it can be super individual or you can do it with a group. It's up to you. And you don't have to be on a team if you don't want it.
Yeah, like when I was coming up, my parents didn't know anything about skating. There was only a few people in the whole world that were successful at skating, the Bones Brigade, the Santa Cruz dudes. it was a California thing, you know? So
yeah.
it's just funny now that these parents are so thrilled that there's like this healthy alternative. And it's like, I mean, because of the evolution of times passed since when I was a kid until now. The perception of skateboarding is widely accepted globally now. Everybody wants a piece of it. The parents are cool with it. Like, I think the only real hang up is like, where's the helmet,
Yeah.
Like, and they all bring their helmets with them,
Which is nice.
And then they're looking at me like, where's your helmet? And I'm just kind of like, I left it at home, I don't own a helmet. I should own a helmet.
The thing I tell the kids, though, is I say, when you're 18, you're an adult and you can choose what you want to do with your own life. Until then, you're under your parents' supervision. Wear your helmet. And I don't have one because I'm a functioning adult who knows how to assess risk because I've been at it longer than you.
Yeah.
Sorry for you.
Yeah. I try not to engage
and then I'll put
too
it
much
on and be like, look at me.
in that conversation. I like kind of...
Kids are so clever with their tactics.
Yeah. I never wore a helmet my whole entire childhood on a BM. I was a nut on a BMX bike. I was a nut rock climbing. I was a nut on a soccer field. I was, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like nowadays you kind of, can't go anywhere without having a helmet on a bike or on a, it is what it is, I guess, I'm a parent and I tell my kids to wear a helmet.
Yeah. Especially if
like,
you're in my argument too is like, you're in a skateboard lesson, you're learning. Put a helmet on.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? I'm not learning right now. I'm helping you learn. So,
yeah.
But I get it. Like, adults should be able to decide when they want to wear a helmet or not. You know what I mean? Like, that's a line I draw. Like, no one's telling me to put a helmet on. Thanks for the advice, but I'm not fucking putting a helmet on. I've skated for 25 years or whatever, 24 years, 25 now. And, like, I've been assessing risk and I've taken my lumps, but I'm still here and I'm fucking fine. Mm-hmm. I can go to the skate park and decide I'm not getting gnarly. And, like, if I'm going to go to the skate park and go, I want to skate this fly box, I'm putting a fucking helmet on. Because I don't know how to do that shit. I might hit my head. If I go to the skate park and skate flat ground, I've been skating flat ground for 20 years. Like, yeah, a freak accident could happen, but I'm also an adult, Life is dangerous.
Yeah.
That's why I'm thankful for skateboarding. And I love that kids want to get into skateboarding because it's helping them learn how to assess risk for themselves. And kids need to learn that from the beginning, as early as possible, And they need guidance for that. And it helps, Mm-hmm. You can't avoid risk. Like, life is growth. And as you grow, you expand outside your comfort zone. And that's risky. You know?
No, life isn't supposed to be peaches and cream.
Yeah, like when we were monkeys in caves, we were monkeying in caves, and there were all the things outside the cave that could eat us, like fucking dragons and snakes and shit, and lizards that were way bigger. We had to leave our little comfort zone and go out and fucking explore unknown territory, which is dangerous and taking risk. But you do that, you kill something, you bring it back, you're eating, you're living, Like, facts. Nowadays, people want to censor everything, pad everything up, make it safe. Everyone wants to be virtuous just because they have a new platform and a new audience and they're testing out their godly abilities. But it's like, relax, bro, For sure. Mm-hmm. People need to relax, including myself. I try to balance it out, bro. I don't want to be reckless because I know people care about me, just like you. You wouldn't want to go out and be reckless and go skate a 16-stair handrail today, do you? You want to go skate a 16? You probably do, but you know better.
My heart does,
I get that. I still,
no matter where I'm driving.
You were talking about that earlier, and I wanted to agree with you. I wanted to be like, like, I'm 38 now, and, like, I still want to, like, get gnarly. But I'm like, if I get gnarly today, like, I might really hurt myself, like, to the point where I can't go do the other stuff I have to do and want to do, that isn't skating,
I'm just trying to set myself up for, like, long-term, like, personal satisfaction,
Hell
like,
yeah.
So
it's a good goal, dude.
Yeah, like, I take the time I need to keep my body as good as I can keep it, which means I'll go to the gym a couple times a week, which helps me with my sanity on top of helping me with, like, hopefully preventing myself from having injuries, I like to meditate in the mornings, say my morning prayer, and then do a nice long meditation just to kind of, I don't know. It's nice, dude. I do what I need to do.
I've been learning about meditation, trying. It's really sick.
Oh, man. Yeah.
And just having practices in my life, like if I can remember to look up and reach for the sky and then bend down and touch the ground, it's like if I could, that's like a form of meditation that I have too, that I try to do. The skate lessons help with that because I don't stretch enough.
Yeah,
but like,
totally.
yeah, dude, this shit helps, right?
Yeah,
Especially meditation, like in control of your own thoughts, or like not
Good
getting
luck.
in control. Yeah, maybe not getting control, but like allowing to just realize their thoughts and like not getting taken away by them. Every thought you have, you know,
or just to sit through the thoughts and just, you know, I just set the timer on my phone.
Hell yeah,
You know,
yeah,
and I'll just think of a mantra, you know, to repeat in my brain. So like, because for me the thoughts just come in sometimes like a locomotive, or sometimes they just trickle in depending on what's going on in the day, what I need to remember. But like if I have a mantra, like lately it's been like love is the answer, you know, I'll just keep repeating it, and whenever the thoughts come into my head, I'll just kind of like just try and let the mantra that I'm saying in my head be a little bit louder than the thoughts that keep coming in. But yeah, it's really hard to sit and
that's
not
a
think.
good one.
You know, it's so hard not to think when you're sitting and trying to sit still and not, and I've been doing it for a little over a year now. It's been such a good addition to you know, like my spiritual, you know, life with prayer, and like it's just a good bonus, you know.
We need more meditation for sure, especially with the phones fragmenting us into such little splinters.
Dude, not only that, it's like I have a 13-year-old now, you know, there's so many fears coming in with parenting, so much more to manage with work. You know, every day that goes by, I feel like there's like a little bit more responsibility, and I just come to terms with the fact that like, dude, I just need to make time to keep myself balanced, man. You know, it's just crazy. Life gets, you know, it's different now, you know. Gosh, I traveled around the world, didn't have a worry in the world. You know, did that. It was incredible, you know. I'm glad that I got that blessing. What a blessing, you know, had the best time. But yeah.
Well, there's nothing.
That's not the case right now, you know.
Well, there's nothing you can't handle, so you're gonna be great. No matter where I'm not really like a religious dude, but I like the phrase. It was something like, God doesn't give you more than you can handle, basically. I like that saying because I believe that whatever is out there, it's like these opportunities come to you for a reason, so you can bear them, you know. It's just like being able to manage and figure it out with the time you have.
Yeah, because
like you're a powerful person who's done a lot on your board, so like it makes sense you'd have 3 kids, could manage a whole skateboard career and traveling and all this stuff. Then of course he's gonna give you, whoever he or she, God is, gives you 3 kids to like learn to manage, and because you can handle it, you know. Yeah, you're lucky, you know.
It's nice to have all the love, you know.
Yeah,
like to have this, you know, wake up every morning and have just, and you know, just all this purpose, you know.
Yeah,
and
definitely.
You know, it was fun being out there, you know, running wild and you know, being able to go skate all these places. You know, like I said, it was just a dream come true.
I kind of want to pull up some of the questions because some are regarding this, like what we're talking about.
Let's go.
Because these are some of the places you were ripping. All right, did you see Brandon Turner switch hard flip Wallenberg?
He did that on Wallenberg?
Yeah.
Whoa.
Yeah, recently. Really?
Yeah, Brandon.
Let me pull it up real quick. One of the questions.
Shout out to Brandon Turner.
Dude's been killing it for how long?
Yeah,
right?
I met him
Straight OG.
in San Diego when he was a little kid.
Damn.
He was smashing it back then too. Yeah.
Yeah, he just.
That's awesome.
I think he's like my age too. Switch hard flip. I just saw it somewhere online. Carlsbad. Wait, not Carlsbad. He did that back in the day. Oh, it's probably on his Instagram. Let me get to the question though.
Yeah.
Switch hard flip triple set cover. This from Tobias Parkhurst.
Toby. I know Toby. What's up, Toby?
Tobias. That's his Instagram.
What was the question?
He's just like, it was a topic
Oh,
Or I said what topic or question. So he's asking about the switch hard flip triple set cover that you had. Maybe you could run us through that day or how that played out.
Oh man.
And I'll pull up Brandon Turner's switch hard flip.
That's a funny one, man, because I get like a lot of people on Instagram. I mean, that comes up a lot. That's like one of the features of like my career, I suppose. But for me, as cool as it was, man, I was like reaching. I knew I wanted to do that trick at that spot. I knew that I was,
that kind of makes it sicker.
Hopeful that
it was a bit of a reach for you.
Yeah, no, yeah, it was. Yeah, it was like I could do that trick, but.
Sorry to interrupt, but this is like his angle. There's another angle.
Wow, damn. I remember thinking I should try that at that spot too.
Dude.
Like just
yeah,
that did some along the way.
You got yours, bro. It was the cover.
Yeah, exactly.
Tell me about that.
But I think that spot's bigger actually.
They built a roll in and they smoothed it all out.
Still though,
I'm hyped for him. It's huge.
Yeah.
Don't get me wrong.
Yeah.
But it's a different thing. Because I remember when the dudes were like kick flipping it, it was like cracks and they had to push uphill. Like, that's still epic. Don't get me wrong. I'm not going to switch hard flip that.
Wallenberg was the gap though.
Yeah.
Like when Frank kick flipped it.
Yeah, exactly.
It was like, wow.
And I went there and
Frank,
it didn't have any, it was cracks. It was pushing up to it was insane. Like,
oh yeah, the triple set. Yeah, it was a reach. But I knew, I'm gonna go to battle on this thing. I want to get this, And I was living with Eric Dressen at the time. We were roommates.
Damn.
Yeah, and I remember telling him, and he's like, "Whoa, bro," like.
He's like, that's a reach, bro.
Yeah. And I was like, man, I don't know. I think I got it.
Only done it off a curve.
Yeah, he was looking at me like I was crazy, but whatever. I went for it. Man, I remember like the one thing I just want to laugh about is just how critical we are as skateboarders from an aesthetic standpoint. Like how we do tricks and stuff. We like to make them just as proper as possible.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
We have like a vision of how we can do it and how it should look.
Yeah, I went back to that spot a couple times while trying to land it, and a couple times it was so perfect, and I landed it, and then stepped off a couple times, and then the one I actually landed was hella squirrely, and just didn't really So I did land it. I remember being like, wow, I can't believe I just did that, And I got the sequence. Atiba shot the sequence, So we had it in the bag, and Atiba's like high-fiving me, and like Dan Wolf was filming, and so they're like putting their cameras back in their bags, kind of thing. And I'm walking back up because it wasn't the one,
Yeah.
And
do you feel like you blacked out on it when you landed it? It's one of those ones. You ever do that where you're trying something, you're like, I don't know if I'm gonna fucking land this, and then
I had been trying it. Yeah, we went back like I think it was the third time. The first time I tried it, I landed it first try and just stepped right off. If you can believe that, it's on video.
Really?
Yeah, it's on video. You can see it in Dan's. Dan did Eastern Exposure Zero, I think it's called.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, you can see like one of the first tries. It was just like bolts, and then I stepped off. But anyway, I went back, and then the third time I was there. I landed it and then went back up the stairs and tried it another 10, 12 times. But by then my legs were just, just noodled out. Yeah. And Atiba, and I was like stoked. I was like, cool. This is, I just got on Element. This is going to be my Element ad.
Damn, that's way sick.
So Atiba was like, okay, I'll send this to Element. And I think Atiba went home and showed it to the Transworld guys, like, dude, look what I got. And then they were like, cover,
Damn.
So instead of having an Element ad, I got the cover, which was obviously 10 times better.
And that was right when you were getting on Element?
Yep.
Damn, that's like coming in strong.
Yeah.
Kid.
Yeah.
Getting switch hard, triple set, Cubs. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Shout out
How you doing?
Shout out to Atiba.
Yeah, Atiba's the man, too.
Yeah.
I got a shoot with him.
Thank you, Atiba.
Riding for Birdhouse. That's when I got to meet Atiba. He's the man.
He's my favorite.
Yeah, right? Just his demeanor, how he just chill, shoots photos, funny.
Yeah, he's the best. I got lucky. Yeah, that was, cool. What's next one?
You want more?
Yeah.
Dude, that switch hard flip's legendary. You already know that, but I'll just tell you too.
Thanks. I wish I still wish I would have done it better. Like
Yeah,
just you know, because we're just
you're a fucking skateboarder, bro.
yeah,
I get it.
yeah,
You're never happy, very rarely.
yeah,
And that's a good thing because then you keep going.
Yep.
You don't just settle. You know, it's good.
yeah.
All right, moving on. Oh, another one from Toby. Hell yeah, Toby. I don't know if Toby's come on the podcast.
Should get him on here.
Definitely.
I think
feel
he
like-
lives. He
and
lives.
Judd too.
He lives
Hertzler.
up north.
Does
Yeah.
he? Yeah, nice.
Oh, Judd would. That'd be great.
I think I asked him once, but the stars just didn't line up, so
Okay.
I'll have to try again.
He lives in Sacramento. Shout out to Judd Hertzler.
Choo choo choo.
Groton.
Yeah, right.
It's my boy from day one.
I like big skateboarders, like the ones that like I gravitate towards is like big kind of lumbering skateboarders. He's like one of those dudes, just big, powerful.
I wouldn't
dude.
be here without Judd, man.
Yeah.
I was like it's funny. Like all my friends that I grew up with all had like different angles of skate culture that they like were part of. Like my friend Ken was like into like the music and he was into Neil Blender, and then like Judd was into like Jeff Pang and Shut and like hip hop. And then my friend Jason Case was into like, you know, Bod Boyle and the Santa Cruz dudes, and you know, and then my friend Paul Tutel was into H Street. You know, Matt Hensley.
Everyone had their own.
Yeah,
little
yeah. And I was just like this, like just goofy little tiny, you know, little white kid sponge. You know, like I was like, I kind of didn't know where I was going. You know, I was just into skating, and I knew I couldn't stop, and I knew it meant everything to me, and I couldn't go a day without it. But you know, I learned everything through my friends in terms of like the skate culture, you know.
That's sick to be surrounded with so
yeah,
many different versions.
Yeah. And then like, you know, opening the magazine and seeing Nodis ollieing over the hip with like the Public Enemy t-shirt on and being like, Public Enemy, what does that mean?
Yeah.
And then getting the tape and playing it and being like, whoa, welcome to the Terradome.
Yeah.
No way. You know, and then yeah, all the culture that comes around it. You know, and just like all I could think of is like a sponge, you know.
Yeah.
Just couldn't get enough of it, you know.
Yeah.
And I, you know, all the friends around, everybody had a different flavor to bring to the buffet.
Yeah.
You know.
That's rad when that works out that way.
Mm-hmm.
I like when there's crews, but they're all their own thing. Instead, everyone's like in a uniform. Sometimes dudes are into that, and I'm not mad. That can exist, you know. But like, not really my thing. I like when there's different characters around, you know.
Mm-hmm.
You ever seen like a skate team with just like all the same type of dude on it? That's existed.
Yeah.
Which is like, my thing is, let them live. You know, you can let them live, but like I can still have a preference. If I like a skate team, I like it just kind of random, eclectic group of people.
Mm.
Like All I Need team is like we got Goonan, and then we got Billy, and we got Evan, and we got Kevin, and like all these dudes are like different dudes, you know.
Mm-hmm.
Which is rad.
East Coast flavor.
Yeah. I love that about skating, that so many different styles and personalities and expressions can be involved in it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's not like sports kind of for a while just kind of like made it like almost too structured, where it's like you have the same type of dudes. You're forced to be the same type of person, you know? Not always, but I felt that way. With skating, it was more like everyone could just have their own thing, find their own thing.
I'm super hyped on all the girls that are skating.
Unbelievable,
now.
right?
Yeah, I'm thrilled.
Because when we were coming up, there wasn't a whole generation of girls, really.
Yeah.
There was just a few, you know? So now there's a whole generation, dude.
Yeah. Alyssa Steamer.
Pioneers.
Yeah.
Joe.
Yeah, but I have three.
Is she still doing her brand?
Yeah, she is.
What is it called?
Nar Hunters.
Nar
Yeah.
Hunter, right?
Yep.
Yeah, hell yeah.
I'm
That's
helping
awesome.
her sell it. I'm
That's so rad.
one of her sales people, kind of do it on the side.
Yeah.
It's rad, super rad to you know, be helpful to what she's trying to do, you know.
Such a legend.
Yeah, she's a big pioneer. But yeah, I had 3 daughters, you know, so it's like when I see all the girls skaters, I just, you know, it's just cool. Like I want my girls to like skate for me cuz I'm into it, you know, but then at the same time like I'm like, oh gosh, I hope they don't come into the skateboard world, cuz what if they, you know, break their teeth like their dad?
Yeah.
You know, and I'll have to pay for their broken teeth,
go,
you know, like whatever, like they're my little princesses. But no, it's cool because, you know, I feel like I want my kids to understand skate culture and kind of like enjoy it the way I do a little bit, or relate to it to some degree, you know.
Yeah.
And now that there's all these girl skaters out there, it's just creates more of a connection, I think.
Yeah.
I don't know.
No, fully.
And beyond all that, like I think everybody, you know, should skate. Like it's yeah. Obviously, I'm an advocate for skateboarding. If you haven't figured that out.
Amen, brother.
Yeah.
No, I agreed. I feel like skating, if people that like it and that stick with it, it helps them, you know? And it's not for everyone, but it can help, you know? It helps me a lot.
Yeah.
All right, I got this question.
Sure.
It's from Toby. Give us some alley-oop frontside ollie advice. Been trying for 20 years.
Frontside alley-oop.
Yeah,
ollies.
be serious though. Take this serious.
All
like
right.
say mine are kind of dog shit, but I'm trying. I'm out there trying, bro. What's some secrets? Give them up.
Yeah.
We want the goods.
I don't know how to explain it.
Frontside alley-oop, is that what he's saying?
Yeah. I mean, I know how to do it. I love that trick. It's one of my, you know, it's a fun one. Yeah, I just I put my body in front, like, so I sort of like lean on my toe edge and sort of jump with my body first, and then start to look over my shoulder. I'm goofy, so I'm looking over my right shoulder. As soon as I ollie, I just sort of start to look that way as I'm spinning, and then I let the lower half of my body, so I start to spin, but I don't spin my lower half of the body to the very end.
Yeah.
So
like a delayed almost.
Yeah, just kind of do a nice clean ollie while you're jumping. For me, goofy, I'd be jumping to the left, ollieing to the left, and putting my body in front and making sure my shoulders kind of get parallel to the coping.
Yeah.
And then, you know, got to get your chin around. Got to get your chin and your eyeballs kind of spotting the landing a little bit.
Yeah.
You know, but you won't see the landing until close to the end. But the rad part is like being able to figure out how to kind of your body's in two pieces, your lower half and your top half, you know?
Yeah.
So you can use your arms to wind up for the first part of it, throw your body and use your arms to bring your shoulders around, and then you get your chin around, and then just kind of hold it there and just pause, and then at the very last bit, your hips and your feet can swing the board the rest of the 90 degrees, you know, and then just cruise in.
It's nice that
that's the best way
you
I
must
could
have
explain
really
it.
quick pop too, because like my problem is I think my pop's always kind of lagging, so it flaps on my feet, so it doesn't look all crispy as it should, you know.
It's good to learn how to pop off trainee, and understand that it doesn't need to be a street ollie, you know.
Yeah, true.
Just kind of needs to be like a little kick, you know, like a little clack, little snap, and then yeah. But if you skate training a lot, like I know I would skate training nonstop during the winters, and then springtime would come and we'd be back out in the streets and trying to learn how to have street pop after ollieing on training for so long, and you're like, whoa, man,
You're like,
everybody's
relearn the shit.
Yeah. Can't even ollie a trash can because your ollies are just like more reserved because of your brainwashed yourself to ollie on trainee.
Yeah,
you know?
Coming out of the cave that is the skate park.
It's hard to be able to ollie everywhere, you know?
Yeah.
Like get on a vert ramp and do an ollie, and then go on a mini ramp and do a nice ollie, then ollie a trash can.
That's
like,
sick.
I don't know.
You're one of those dudes. You were always like
hard.
pretty versatile, where you could ollie everything, man. You did a good job. Some dudes lean certain ways too much, you know? Like I used to love that you do pivot to fakies, you know? I don't know. Being from the East Coast, skating a mini ramp all the time, and just seeing someone out there like go take the time to film an epic pivot to fakie, legendary.
A benefit of living in a place with 4 seasons and some skate parks to go to in the winter.
Yeah.
You know, literally, like if we just had sunshine all day, I don't know if I would have
You might be skating flat ground ledges all day outside.
Yeah, I wouldn't have learned how to, you know, just being locked into a skate park or something all winter.
Hell yeah. Well, that should help you, Toby. I'm gonna. I now already was like, maybe I should just go practice some of this. Maybe have a good one after that one. All right. Switch hard flip. Riley, Kinnane says Skater Island, Groton, Brian Anderson. Let's talk about the island a little bit.
Yeah, yeah,
When
totally.
tell me about when you discovered the island. When did you first go there?
Oh man, Sid called me up.
Yeah.
I was living in Providence.
Hell
Yeah,
yeah.
I was living in Providence at the time. I went pro for Toy Machine, and then came back to live on the East Coast because I was just like, all right, this is cool. Like I can live on the East Coast. I don't have, I kind of was in Cali for maybe like 3 or 4 years, and then turned pro and realized that I could, still. I just wanted to be able to skate where I wanted to skate, and it was just cool to be in a place where there was not as many pros, I guess.
Yeah. And having that park is like huge for like if you're trying to keep skating in the winter as a pro,
Yeah,
like you
yeah.
can be there, do that, get the whole winter of like learning tranny stuff, and then go back to Cali. You traveled a bit back and forth, right?
Yeah, definitely. But it just so happened that right after I moved back and kind of got settled, that they had gotten the property and they were starting to build. And this guy Twister, he's another East Coast guy. He's a Massachusetts guy, but he was living in San Diego. He came back and started building the park, and it was on, man. I was there watching them build, and it didn't take long, and they built this rad peanut bowl. They built a nice vert ramp and a pretty cool funky street course.
What was the specs on that vert ramp? Because people ask me and I always butcher it, I'm
I
sure.
think it was 12 with 1.5 foot of vert, maybe.
Damn.
Yeah.
That's pretty
10-foot trainee, maybe 10.5 foot trainee.
Street course was a little funky though.
Yeah,
At
totally.
first.
At first. And then 6 months later, they were able to rent a bigger portion of the warehouse. So they took the big wall down and they doubled the space.
That's sick.
And they extended the street course and kind of made like this rad little snake run.
Oh, the snake run was so good.
Yeah.
I wish I knew how to skate tranny better. Like
Yeah.
I had fun, but I was definitely that little kid going back and forth too much. But like if I could have like learned to pump corners and shit at that time, I mean I did, but I should have. Like you guys must have had way fun on that thing.
Yeah, no, it was the best. It was really cool being. I skated there, probably 3 days a week. Skated around Providence and Boston the other times, and then I was still traveling all over the world for my career. So but a lot of good kids. I mean, I remember. Oh, I could name a ton of young kids that came up out of there, including you, Westgate, Eddie Hall,
Zared,
my friend Midge,
Akil.
Yeah. The list goes on, and then all the people that came from New York and Boston and all different parts of New England.
It was definitely like a destination
Yeah.
for people because it's a huge skate park on the East Coast. Was there anything before that, Maximus or something?
Yeah, ZT Maximus was the park in Boston.
Way smaller though, right?
Yep, way smaller, but
Different thing.
So pretty much when I was coming up, like graduating high school and stuff, it was the playground in Wallingford, Connecticut. It was the skate hut in Providence, which was Fred Smith's park.
Oh, tattoo artist too, right? He does tattoos.
Yeah, that was like the underground. That was like the dungeon skate
And
park.
what was it called?
The skate hut.
Oh, okay, yeah, I've heard of that.
And then ZT Maximus was in Cambridge.
Nice.
Massachusetts, which is right next to Boston, pretty much. So we had choices, we had options. Sick. It was amazing, but yeah, Skater Island was super rad, and I got to sort of watch the young kids that started there. Akil, I think, in the beginning his mom, he was like 7.
Yeah.
He's on rollerblades,
Yeah.
And then like
he's that little.
Yeah, like I'm pulling into the parking lot one day, and there's Akil next to this little fire, and his rollerblades were on fire.
Good idea.
Like I think Sid and them burnt his rollerblades, let his rollerblades on fire, and they gave him a skateboard, and then like, dude, I swear within like 3 weeks he was front boarding down the rail. Within like 6 months, he was kickflip front boarding down the rail,
and then double flipping.
He's like 10.
Yeah,
and Akil was like a phenom, man. Got to see him. Jeremy Rogers would come through. He was a little teeny peanut, but just blazing, just doing everything so technical, so perfect, so much finesse. PJ would come through and just and then Zared.
I mean, Z-Bass.
Zared, dude. Man, because I felt like,
I was just talking about his switch flips over the refrigerator
Yeah,
box.
yeah. He totally took the crown. Like I don't want to say I was the best guy around or whatever, but
Well, he had the crown for a minute.
Huh?
He held the crown for a minute.
Well, I'm saying I think I was like kind of the top dog in the park for a minute.
Hell yeah.
Like, well, Charlie Wilkins would come through, he would kill it. Everybody was killing it, you know what I mean? But yeah, the one time Zared came through, he switch flipped the big box, he backside nose blunt slid the big box and the big pyramid.
Gnarly.
And that was like the session where I kind of drove home like, homie's got my job now,
Yeah, good for him.
He was 16. Zared just, you saw it coming, he would just come through from Cape Cod, and Westgate would come through a little bit too. He was a little bit younger.
He went there for sure.
But
he was littler.
Zared definitely just, wow.
Yeah, man.
Yeah, way back too, Like I think he had just gotten his license. He had like a little red car with the license plate that said Dr. Z.
Yeah. I drove around with him.
Yeah.
Go to his house and shit. He'd show me like product he got from different brands that were sponsoring him and stuff, and like talking about Zork and stuff.
Yeah, then I think Pang got him, and it was lights out. He just moved to New York and
he went on a mission.
Yeah,
dude. There was like years of just Zared steady content of everything and everywhere.
It kind of reminded me, like watching his emergence, like kind of reminded me of Muska a little bit.
Yeah, I like that.
Yeah, because
I could see that.
Yeah, in a different way, but like
his own version of
it. Kind
of like
I think he even got an Escalade.
Yeah, maybe
made his own video, like put all his boys in the video.
Hell yeah.
It's called Vicious Cycle.
Vicious Cycle. I have a part.
Yep. It was sick.
Yeah, dude, it's sick. Yeah, Zared killed it, man.
He's still right now. He's like my favorite dude on Instagram.
I was just talking about
him and Chico.
Zared.
Chico Brenes and Zared.
That's good to hear too. Chico's so good and legendary, holding it down forever, dude. So many good tricks.
Like riding like a 40-inch board, just right. I don't know if you've noticed it. He's been riding this long board, killing it.
Damn.
It's been fun to see.
I should, if I don't follow Chico, I should. I'm gonna go on there.
Oh, you're blowing it, dude.
I know, dude. That's what I was just thinking. I was like, whenever I see something, I just get so hot. All right, now I'm following him. Oh, dude, I'm looking at the longboard you're talking about.
Yeah.
Damn, people around the corner on that thing.
Oh, dude.
Pretty serious.
So steezy.
Yeah, hell yeah. Chico's been non-stop, dude, with it for so long. Okay, I got more questions. So Derek, my homie Derek Fukara just says, I'm literally wearing a white thermal right now, inspired by Barley.
Right on. What's up, Derek?
Yeah, hell yeah. D-Fuchs. D-Fuchs out in Cali, killing it. Maybe Brian. Someone said Brian Anderson as a topic.
Oh, sick. Yep.
Yeah.
I met Brian. Man, I had just gotten that first skateboard, and I remember me and my sister went onto the Navy base because they had a carnival.
Nice.
And we went in and got our like wristbands. You can get a wristband, and you could go on all the rides.
Right.
For $20 or $12, whatever the wristband was. And I remember walking around, and I had these Vision Streetwear shoes on. I think I was in 7th grade, and it was summertime. But I saw this kid walk by. These two kids. It was Joe Lambert and Brian Anderson, who I had no idea who they were, but they looked like skaters. And Brian had like a little bit of that Tony Hawk like hairdo.
The like emo haircut.
Teardrop. Yeah, and I remember seeing him, kind of flip that little like Tony Hawk flap over. I've always
been jealous of that.
Yeah, and I was like, what? I was like, it was like, I found other species like me out there.
You're like, he's slightly attractive.
And then I looked and I could see he had Ollie marks on his shoes.
Damn.
It was like that moment where you walk up and go, how high can you Ollie? No,
I get it.
But you had to have lived.
Yeah.
I mean, you came a little bit later, not no disrespect, but like, geez, that was the the mid 80s, or whatever. I guess. Yeah. Yeah. So, but I could tell that they skated, and I remember wanting to go. I was just so shy. I didn't go say anything, but I remembered their faces, and we had this half pipe that my friend Jason owned. And I swear, a couple weeks later, man, the same kid, Joe Lambert and Brian, walked up the driveway.
Damn, to the Mini?
Yeah, they had their mom drove past it. They saw it in the backyard. Somehow they found out, so they like skated all the way from the other side of town, and they walked up and they had their knee pads around their ankles.
Hell yeah.
You know, their boards under their arms. Brian did the little hair thing, you know. They didn't say anything. They just sat there. They stood there, and then, you know, after like maybe a minute of awkward silence, like, "Hey guys, hi." You know, it's like two Indian tribes meeting. You know.
How?
Yeah, totally. Like, we're like looking at their wheels. Oh, he's got, you know, G&S Bam Bam wheels. Like, whoa, what kind of trucks has he got? You know, wow. And yeah, dude, we made friends with them instantly. It was like we you know, had known them our whole lives, you know.
Yeah, that's awesome.
So Joe and Brian came into the scene, and Brian jumped on the ramp, and it was his first time, I think, riding a half pipe. And dude, like within hours, he was hitting coping and doing grinds, and like,
I believe it.
And you know, and I remember being like, what the, you know,
Yeah.
I like almost was like pissed. Like, we'd been skating this ramp for months, you know, and we could barely grind. This dude just shows up, and within an hour,
I know, it's like Zared all over again.
Yeah, yeah. So this is, you know, I don't know, maybe that was mid 80s or something, you know. But yeah, I got Brian's phone number and Joe's phone number, and then on the weekends sometimes I would have my mom, because I was only 14, 15, you know. They were like 12,
yeah,
11. You know, I would get dropped off at Brian's house. He had like a lawn tramp, a rail slide bar, a couple different janky things, you know, to skate.
That's
so
sick.
we would just literally...
That's a skate park, basically.
Yeah,
at
exactly.
That age.
He would come out with his radio, and he'd put a tape in, press play.
Public Enemy.
Yeah, and we would just be doing bonelesses, and like me and Brian, and
That's sick.
Yeah, and it was so rad. And Brian had a bunch of older sisters, and my older sister was friends with his older sister, and my older sister, she had just gotten her license. So it was so good now, because not only did my mom be able to give me rides places,
nice.
I had my sister to
She's hanging out over there.
Yeah. So
that's good.
So it was super sick. Yeah, and Brian, man, he progressed on the ramp like crazy fast, and then but his specialty was like, you know, he could 360 flip, he could kick flip. I remember he got this Jason Jesse board for Christmas. He got a full Jason Jesse complete, and I remember we went street skating at this new development. They were building this new development. We used to call it San Francisco.
Oh, nice.
Because they were building all these new houses, but they just poured all the new sidewalks, and there was like this hill that went down, and you could like weave in and out of all the garden boxes.
Damn, that sounds sick.
Yeah, and it would kind of look like San Francisco, and you could like, and there was 3 stairs and then another 3 stairs. So in front of each doorway there was like a couple sets of stairs, like little teeny 3 stairs, you know.
That's the best. You just string lines.
Yeah,
downhill.
and we were just figuring out how to like bomb drop downstairs and stuff, and we used to just do lines, and the development wasn't even completed yet.
Yeah.
So on Sundays we'd go there, and we'd have a field day for months.
That's like
yeah,
all to your own skate park again.
Yeah, and then slowly but surely they started to you know, sell the condos, and people started to inhabit them, and
they're like, can't fucking
and we ran it until till the hoses came out, you know.
What are we in
skating
Europe?
by? We do like 3 little laps, and then on the 3rd lap they'd be out there with the hoses getting everything wet, or spraying us when we'd ride by, and we were still young, so we knew, you know, shit, we better run. You know, we'd run out of there.
Cat and mouse.
Yeah, before the cops would come or something. So yeah, and that was like the early. Yeah, that's kind of like a brief outline of how Brian, how he came into my life, you know.
That's right, man.
Yeah.
You guys rode together on Toy Machine.
Yeah. I was already in Cali, and he had gone to Cali to visit some friends or something, but then he went back, and then I was home for Christmas, and I think I just got on Toy Machine, and I was like, dude, come back out, man, because we went skating. It was like I was back for Christmas, and he was blowing my mind.
Yeah.
You know, and I was like, dude, if I'm out in Cali and I just got sponsored, you're gonna be out in Cali like pro in no time.
Yeah, right.
You know, and he's like, what? I don't think you could see it maybe, you
Yeah.
know, but sure, man, I could go on and tell more stories about, you know, but he finally came out, essentially, is what happened.
Destroying it.
Yeah, and he
Made
just,
a
as soon
name
as he
for
showed up,
himself.
as soon as he showed up, it was game over.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Brian's a legend, man.
Definitely.
Okay, we'll move on. Antonio Gilmore, he writes, board shapes and what you look for.
I like seeing people riding like the old school stuff. I like nowadays that you see kind of more diversity, not just the popsicle sticks everywhere, you know. But for me personally, I'm trying to hold on to like the flip tricks that I have. I'm trying to hold on to just really holding on. Trying to hold on to skateboarding. We'll just leave it at that, you know. So I
That's all you can do.
Yeah. I stick to like this 825 shape that I have. It's a popsicle stick. There's nothing too extravagant about it, but I feel like the 825 isn't too big for flip tricks. It isn't too small to, you know. I like to have.
It's a good happy medium.
Yeah.
I've been thinking about going to 825.
Yeah.
I ride an 81 right now. It's not much of a jump, and I've ridden 825 in the past, but
I love 85s. I rode 85s for a real long time, but I always noticed that I'd get real cozy riding this big sled.
Yeah.
You know, you can lean in and slappy things, and every flip trick or pop shove, everything's really solid and just really squared off and solid. Yeah, you know. But so it's good. It's good for power. But man, when it comes to technical skating, like I just always feel like I suffer.
Yeah.
Because it's a little bit more of a chore, even though it's just an 8.5, it's just a little bit bigger, and I find myself like skating less technical.
You were just kind of selling me on 8.5s, if I'm honest.
Yeah. That's like when you're getting older, you're like, dude, I don't care about flip tricks anymore. You know, what do I got to prove? I did my, you know, I already made it, like whatever. But then, you know, I don't know, you go through stages, and like right now, like just in the last summer, my body felt good, you know, and I was like, Jesus, you see everybody doing all this incredible technical skating, and it's like, dude, I gotta get a little bit, I gotta tap back in, you know.
Yeah.
And it takes work, but it's worth it, and it's fun and satisfying.
What have you been doing? I know you were showing me some of those videos of the squats and stuff. You said you've been working with the
I've been working with my buddy.
Strengthening?
Yeah, I've been working with my buddy Kevin. Just I blew my knee out like 6 years ago. I had to, man, it was pain. You know, it was I tore my quad tendon. It was a year where my leg didn't even bend, and then it took another year to just even get my leg to bend. It was brutal, but I mean, I earned it. It was the only big injury I've ever had. Skating, you know. So
you had a hell of a run then.
Yeah, I did. I'm still winning, you know. But like but after that, I kind of had to like, you know, go through like kind of like a dark bottom turn. You know, it was just like it's how it works, dude.
Injuries could do that.
Yeah.
With life too, and like for real.
So that was like obviously meant to be, and you know, I just kept staying hopeful. You know, like, all right, man, like, even if, you know, whatever happens after this, if I can get back and feel good again, then it'll just be more bonus. I've already won so much. You know what I mean? Like, I've made it way further than I ever imagined I could. You know, so.
But that was your general attitude.
It
wasn't dragging you to depression, but it was close.
Like, I was like kind of like doing the best I could to have acceptance, I guess. But
you're right. You did have like I think that too, because like as you get older, you're like, if you fulfill a lot of what you want to do in life and you go for it and you take chances, like 20 years down the road, it's like maybe it'll help you let go of it a little bit because you have those lifetime of memories, you know. Yeah. All those trips, all those sessions, and everything, you know.
Yeah, but I feel like, you know, I just stayed hopeful. You know, and like when, you know, I'll just do the work. Went to the PT and then get back on my board, and I'd show up on these element trips. I'd go on some element trips to do these events with the element. I wouldn't be there to be the athlete. I'd be there to run the event. You know,
which is a different role, but just as important. You know.
Yeah, and everybody'd be looking at me like, why is Barley standing around? Yeah. You know, like what do a switch hard flip. you know, and I'm like,
Santa Monica, bro.
yeah, I'm like, dude, I'm 43. I just had surgery. I can barely, like, do you see me limping around, you know?
Yeah.
And so, but, you know, it was cool to hear that people still wanted to see me skating, you know?
Dude, they just, everyone there's people that love you and they just picture those front threes in a crisp white tee and that's what they want all the time. Now.
Thanks, man. And that's what you want to be able to give them. But like, you know, I got hurt, you know, and I had to go through it. And it was, you know, looking back, it was beautiful because it's like, I was sort of hoping that like my heart would like just dissolve, like, okay, I just accept, you know, now I'm moving on and now I don't have the same feeling inside, you know, but going through the injury, I got to really feel that that the love was still there, you know, that I wanted to still be part of this, so that I still wanted to participate. I don't do the Insta, you know, I don't really post clips. When I go to the skate park, I don't have a lot of time to skate. Yeah. So, you know, I'm not always, I don't post a lot of what I'm doing on my skateboard, but but I desire that, like, you know what I mean? But most of the time when I'm at the park, I'm just too busy, like, I'm free, there's no kids.
Well, that's why work works with me and you. Like, I can come and I can film you and let you run wild, GoPro behind you and get a bunch of footage.
And in some circumstances, I'm like, yes, Anthony, follow me. And then in other circumstances, I'm like, dude, I haven't even had time to skate in 2 weeks, and then I got to figure out how to get back like to square one a little bit.
I've dealt with that with filming with people because I skate with like a lot of young kids, and sometimes they just destroy it right from the get-go, and then other days they're just not into it, and I'm already like ready because I'm used to them just some days being like, boom, I'm ready to kill it, you know, and then other days you just don't even feel like doing it, you know, you just want to skate around, not be filmed. And I get that, like being able to read a session as a filmer, from a filmer angle, like being able to read a person or the vibes, like, I don't know if they want me to film right now, you know. I've had that.
That gives me a chance to shout out to GoPro.
Shout out
Davey at GoPro. He hooked me up and gave me a free GoPro, man. And
sick.
I got one now, and I've been taking it around a little bit. But the weather's turned recently, and I haven't really.
I haven't feel it in your bones.
Yeah, I haven't used the GoPro much. And I've been really into these skate lessons. So instead of like skating for myself, I've been like more concentrated on the kids that are coming to these skate classes, you know.
Yeah, I get that.
But I did go skating recently for a couple hours by myself, or at the skate park where a lot of the locals were ripping. Hey Anthony, I really got to use the restroom.
Handle it. I'm just gonna keep talking.
Okay.
I'll wait.
I'll be right back.
Nah, drain the main vein, bro.
Drinking all that water.
Hell yeah. I'm gonna check the time, see how long we've been going. Oh, we're almost at 2. 2 hours is the limit. I'm gonna bring it back and wrap it. I'll ramble off a few more questions, and then we'll just have to do a part 2, because me and Donnie can ham it up for days. Oh, I'm gonna keep spilling my tea everywhere. All right, let's line up some of the questions. Let me make sure. All right, so far, just as a recap, French toast, obviously, spaghetti and meatballs, facts, and mustard all day. Favorite Hartford spot? I agree with Donnie. That Trinity spot's pretty epic. Hit or miss, though, as you heard. I can't give you any advice on alley-oop frontside ollies, because Donnie's got way better advice and a way better alley-oop frontside ollie. Toby, shout out. Thank you, Toby Parkhurst, for kicking in these questions and bringing up the switch hard flip at triple set. That helps, and that was cool to hear about that. Riley, shout out to Riley Keenan for bringing up Skaters Island, and Brian Anderson. D Fuchs, thanks for chiming in, my G. And Antonio Gilmore, shout out. You're the man. Actually, I'm going to give Antonio a shout out real quick while I'm on here. Shout out to Chico Brenes, too, while we're at it. Shout out.
Shout out to Reese Forbes.
Oh, dude, that's a good topic. Hold on.
Reese Forbes.
Antonio Gilmore, just a quick shout out. I want to give out his Instagram, Gilmore Dog Walking _Bakery. They sent me some awesome treats for Elwood and Emma, and the dogs were hyped on them. And Antonio's the man, too, so. Dude, how good is Reese Forbes? Speak about big, powerful dude on a skateboard, just being able to like strong push, like a full body push, and like crisp, clean, basic tricks, which I love more than anything.
He's one of the most finesseful skateboarders
Tell me
ever.
Tell me a little bit about Reese Forbes, if you don't mind.
I actually met him at Burnside.
Damn, sick.
Which is kind of crazy, up in Portland, Oregon. But I had been hearing about him for a while from Dan Wolf.
Yeah,
because I had met Dan with like Mike Maldonado and Bam, like out in Pennsylvania early on in the early 90s. And then I was living in San Francisco, and I was riding for Think skateboards. Yeah.
Damn, I didn't know you skated for Think.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
I used to love Think.
Yeah.
I think everyone in like the 90s when they got into it was Think was big.
Yeah. No, I loved it too, man. All my like favorite skaters were on the team. Wade Spare, Phil Shao,
hell yeah,
Matt Pales.
Dude, Matt Pale's so good.
Yeah, it was crazy cool.
So much style.
So, yeah, we went on a trip up to the northwest, and we were early Burnside days, and Reese was riding for a company called Good Times. It was, I think it was like Peter Hewitt, Greg Witt, and then Reese, who was like this DC kid from, you know, like he's from Maryland, but he, you know,
it's close.
He was a Pulaski Park kid, you know, with just mad pop, mad finesse.
That explains his skating so much, like because of long space and flat ground and ledges and stuff. Like, yeah, it makes sense.
Just so we met at Burnside. I remember meeting him, and he was a little standoffish, and you know, and I think I might have been drinking too. I might have been a little obnoxious. I don't know.
Yeah, fair enough.
But it was Halloween, and fireworks were zinging all over the place, and I'm like ducking fireworks, and hey, what's up, Reese? You're from the East Coast, you know? And he's like, yeah, okay, you know. And we connected, and then then he filmed the video part for Dan's video.
Yeah,
and and I filmed the part, and so we got to connect a little bit through that process and got to know each other a bit, and then we ended up skating on the same team for Element.
That's right.
He was on there.
You guys toured a bunch together.
Yeah, it was amazing. Yeah, we got to be part of building that the Element team, yeah, it was amazing. Yeah, we dude, I put a lot of miles on with Reese and with Tim O'Connor, Dan Wolf,
Tim O'Connor's awesome.
Kenny Hughes, Billy Pepper,
all of them legends.
Yeah, Mike Frazier was on the team.
Mike Frazier, speaking of Vert, so good.
Yeah.
Is Mike at Woodward? I feel like he has a pass to Woodward. I feel like I see him at Woodward a lot. I might be wrong, but
yeah, hopefully. Yeah. I mean, I know he lives in Florida. He's one of my favorites ever.
Yeah,
for sure. Powerful, just like almost like ragey skating, like you just it's like a Metallica song, you know?
Yes.
Yeah, he's great.
That's a good way to describe that.
And then Jake Rupp was another youngster on there.
So much style.
Colt Cannon, PJ was on the team for a little bit.
Yeah, damn, that was such a heavy squad.
Yeah, we got to travel around the United States and do a few U.S. tours, and a
lot of demos with Element.
I miss that. I really,
me too.
That's one thing that's really like missing right now is you know, the U.S. tour. We have all these new concrete skate parks everywhere, and I feel like the tours don't happen.
Yeah, they should
quite as much
more,
or as big as they used to. It's a shame, but hopefully that'll change. There's a lot more people skateboarding now that COVID's happened, and people are connecting with it. Boys, girls, adults, and
there's a lot of space outdoors.
Yeah, if COVID goes away, let's bring back the U.S. tour.
Agreed.
Let's get out in front of all these kids and get everybody back on the skateboard recovery program.
Dude, a huge part of my spark was from people coming, like teams coming to towns and doing demos. And as a kid in that area, like that's your bubble. And then someone coming in that's like on a team that has a whole history behind them coming in and shredding the place that you skate. You're like, this is going to be like the most epic day.
I remember when you got on Five Barrel.
Yeah.
And Steve always did that. Steve R would always pack the Five Barrel guys in, and you guys would be touring around the Northeast on
Yeah.
the regular.
He's
Like more than
always-
any in the Northeast, more than any brand, I would think.
Dude, he was grassroots to
Yeah,
the fullest.
I love that
people
about-
that carried the brand.
Yeah.
He shook their hand.
You
know
guys
what I
came
mean?
into Skater Island half a dozen different times. I'd be skating with the whole Fibro team
Yeah.
in the middle of Skater Island.
And they
like-
were the loudest people. If I
Yeah.
they would make a point to just like yell.
Yeah, that was super. That was super.
I make
rad.
a lot of noises, and I think it comes from Fibro days.
Oh, you guys were nuts. Yeah, yeah, but no different than
Nah.
any skate crew, though. You know,
Yeah.
for
But
sure.
he did a really, Steve R, just as Element did a really good job of really going out and meeting the people that are going to be buying the product.
Yeah,
And
just
like
getting
engaging and
yeah,
putting on a show.
just
and
being
meeting
cool
each
to the
other.
kids and
Yeah.
and just getting into the communities and seeing, you know, it's like every skate park you do the demo and then there one kid comes up, there's a 15 stair down the road, Billy so and so hucked it, like what do you know, and then next thing you know, like the demo ends up at the school. And then everybody's getting bloody at the school. We get the trick, we get the photo. Then we're at dinner. You know?
Dinner was a huge part of it.
Yeah,
I love the
funny.
dinners because you rip all day, go back,
Get to break
clean
bread
up.
with all the locals.
Yeah, just hang out with them and skate,
Mhm.
and eat some food. And like,
I miss that for sure. That's good stuff. We got to get back to that.
it's because people are so epic, dude. People that skateboard are epic too. So like when you throw events together, it's so much flavor. It's insane, dude. And you hang out. I love that part. I know COVID's just like 2020 is a bump in the road, bro. We're gonna get past this for sure. And
Yeah. There's a ton of silver lining in it all. I mean,
definitely.
it is crazy, but I mean, I'm closer to my children. I'm cooking more meals at home.
Hell yeah.
Where, you know, I'm connecting with more friends. I'm giving more love away.
Yeah.
You know, checking on more family members. I mean, you know, I'm in prayer more, praying for a lot of people.
That's awesome.
You know,
Yeah.
I don't know. So for me, I mean, it's not like I'm boastful or bragging. I don't know, for some reason I'm just walking through it. You know,
yeah.
and I'm just whatever, like just trying to help whoever I can.
It's good that it's crazy because like in our country, it's always work, and if you don't work enough, you're like not enough. You know, like to some degree, there's like an expectation and pressure on being an American. Like you're all gonna be millionaires or some shit that they told us or whatever. But it's just like a lot of pressure to be an American on some level. So to be able to like, I can
slow
imagine,
it down and reel it back
slow
in
it down a
and
little to like
have valuable experiences
Yeah,
and put the value of the experience bigger than the value of the buck.
yeah.
You know, a little bit. Like,
Well,
just,
I'm a firm believer that like people create the value. So like the healthier, the more well balanced they are, like the better it is for any GDP or any stock market.
totally.
If humans are healthy, happy,
Yeah.
and we have smart, intelligent people that are building lives and connecting, and like that's what you should invest in is the humans. You know what I mean? In our society, like I love America, I love where I live and all that stuff, but it's ruthless at times. Like
Yeah.
where we don't have to
Yeah.
be, where we don't have to be.
You feel like
know?
a slave, or
Yeah, there's
you know,
things get
like,
out of control. you
wake
know?
up, go to work, repeat. Wake up, go to work, repeat. Yeah, like
I've tried my hardest to like not get caught up in the rat race, but build my own design of something, like not avoid work, but create enough work of things I give a shit about that it's worth doing the work.
yeah,
Instead of
yeah.
just like working for the sake of working.
That's
you know?
that's why you inspire me so much. You
Thanks,
know.
man.
I mean, I love my job, you know, I have a great job, such a blessing, you know, so much security,
Yeah,
like, which
dude.
I need, or, you know, I have 3 kids to feed and a mortgage and all that. So I'm grateful, but I see other people doing these creative projects like you know, and I'm
Yeah.
like, ooh,
That's one of the actual questions is like, someone asked if you ever thought about doing a brand.
yeah, man.
Because you've worked for brands and you
Yeah.
basically are a brand with your skate career.
Yeah.
And
I think
Barley's
about it all the time.
Yeah.
I think about doing a brand all the time. I see a lot of brands out there. It seems like there's a lot of brands out there right now, but yeah, I mean, the good thing about what's going on right now is I'm learning every day, working for Element. I get to sell to all the skate shops, build relationships with them, get to help them make money, get to help them keep the lights on.
Yeah.
And
And that's like something you've learned through them and like working
Yeah,
with
yeah.
them
It's
and all
I'm
the-
getting paid, and
Yeah.
I'm learning how to be a better salesman. And then on top of that, I became the apparel rep. So now I have these rolling racks, and I have a whole collection of clothes.
Hell
and,
yeah.
and I get to travel around and get in front of the buyers and show them the collection of clothes, and so that's going to be another skill set that I'm learning now, and it's fun. You know, I get to still participate in the skate game. It's not all about landing a trick. It's more about, you know, helping this brand stay around, helping the skate shops buy the right product.
Yep.
Still just, you know, in service for skateboarding.
Yeah.
You know, and I get paid well. So
that's awesome.
You know, like you know, I make enough to buy, you know, my 13-year-old just got braces and it wasn't a big deal.
Yeah.
You know,
that's awesome.
like just you know, just it's a blessing, you know. So, you know, to do my own brand would be fantastic, but I don't know. I just haven't done it, you know, yet or whatever, like or if it's meant to be, you know, we'll see what happens, but
well, it seems like you're like on whatever, you just keep following the strands that are in front of you and it'll lead wherever it goes.
Yeah, well, this new opportunity happened with Element, and I'm just like, you know, right on, you know, just gonna just another thing that I can learn, and then if I ever do my own brand, maybe I could add an apparel aspect to it, because I know how to sell apparel, you know, or I'm learning how to. Yeah. You know, it's not rocket science, and it's fun. I get to you know, all the people that own the shops. It's a community, just like anything else, you know. Just like the actual skate community. Yeah. There's the retail skateboarding community on top of it.
The dream don't work unless we work.
Yeah, yeah, and you know, I'm helping secure paychecks for other pro athletes.
Yeah, it's cool to get a pro board, but like someone's got to sell and organize and email and like ship and do all the things, the logistics of actually the art and the pro. It's like it's a balancing act for sure.
Yeah, no, it's been fun. It's, you know, it's none of it's.
Dude,
it's
Mike's
great.
Going rogue on you. You got it.
Yeah, I got it. Hey, in between, you know, like Zoo York, you remember?
Yeah.
Like my contract ended, and it was the economic downturn in like whatever 08 or whatever. 08, I went from making a ton of money to making no money, you know, and that was like sort of like the end of my career in a sense as being a pro.
It could have been.
Yeah,
if you let it.
Right.
Sure, yeah.
Right. But you know, I needed to make money to pay for the mortgage at that point. I had a child. I had another second child on the way. Yeah. You know, it was hard, but like I'm a skateboarder, I'm a survivor. I know how to get back up. You know, I was like landscaping for $20 an hour. I was, you know, doing side work, construction, whatever I could.
Just hustling.
Jessie was a cocktail waitress. Like, you know, we were doing what we had, and then I got the job. Got the opportunity to work at Element, you know, so
which is full circle. It's nice that it like Element seems to be a reoccurring thing in your life.
Yeah, well, when you're on a ladder trimming hedges, you know, for $20 an hour, and you know, and it's raining or whatever, you know what I mean, and like you come home from work and you're like, oh my god, this is rough.
I wish that was a switch hard flip.
Yeah, you know,
but I'm beat up and sore.
Yeah, but I don't even know if I could switch hard flip anymore.
But always.
Like, can I turn pro for somebody and make 5 G's a month and just do 180 ollies on flat? Is that cool with everybody? Like, but yeah, that wasn't the case, you know. So, but those struggling times though were awesome because, you know, it just made me understand how valuable it was to have a, you know, just an opportunity. So when I started working for Element, I was like,
yeah, that's awesome.
I was stoked, you know, and
that's a dream job for people, man.
Yeah,
for sure.
I'm lucky. I'm lucky. I know a lot of. I'm one of the lucky ones, for sure.
Let's take a second because it's the Thanksgiving podcast to be thankful for that.
Yes,
we're the lucky ones.
Mm-hmm.
Nice. Okay, I got some more.
Amen.
All right, nice. I wanted to give a shout out to Lamb Chop on Instagram. He put in the starting your own company, so thanks for that question. This is kind of a cliche one, but I still like hearing it. What was it like having the Barley Grind named after you, and how did it come to be?
Oh man, super rad. Yeah, talk about crazy. Yeah,
it's
man.
Like, what's it like to have a grind named after?
Yeah, it's rad. I really still don't. I still don't know how to like. I don't know. I still don't know how to. I mean, it's amazing. Yeah. I was literally just skating and I learned it, and then the idea to do it the other way, front 180 to switch Smith, came into my mind, and then I had an idea that I was skating the 88 rails in San Diego with Muska and Jamie Thomas.
Sick.
And Muska's like no sliding the first one and 50-50 in the second one, and Jamie had a line he wanted to do, and then I remember just having this daydream, like, geez, you know, it'd be wonderful to be able to do those two tricks I just learned at the Huntington Beach skate park, you know?
Yeah, right.
Like do one and then do the next one, man, I don't know. I think
Did you learn it on there's like a flat round
yeah,
bar?
the flat bar at the Huntington skate park,
Yeah,
Huntington Beach skate park, yeah. And yeah, I remember laughing, telling Jamie, like, oh, I want to do this, you know. And then
it was a bit of a stretch.
Oh, it was way stretch. Yeah,
That's
way,
your MO,
you know.
bro.
Yeah,
Get the cover stretching it.
But I went and I
Trick
Smith.
named
I think
after
I
you.
Smith grind like the first one, and then I board slid the second one. You know, and then I was like, okay, so then I'm trying to switch 180, and whatever. Eventually, I got into a switch 180 Smith, and I think we came back, and I was like, if I can just land the switch 180 Smith and land it, you know, solid,
yeah,
then all I need to do is just, no matter what happens, you know, try it on the second rail, and if I just like at that point, like, what do you got to lose, you know? Like, you did half of it,
you're
know,
already in there.
yeah. So that's how the two came in the video in Welcome to Hell. I did the rail back to back or whatever, and then I don't know if it had been named a Barley grind up to that point, but I think Mike Burnett is the one that named it a Barley grind.
Oh, right. I was gonna ask you who coined it. There's always got to be someone that was like.
I think it was him.
That's sick.
Yeah, I think he posted a picture, there was a Thrasher pic in a Thrasher magazine, maybe, or something, and or yeah, I don't remember exactly.
Maybe put the caption or something.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep.
That's sick, man. Burnett, shout out.
Yeah. Thanks, Mike.
Yeah, man, right? All right, if you could skate one brand of shoes for the rest of your life, what would it be?
Wow.
Yeah. For the rest of your life. I have like ADHD, so I'm like got multiple different brand shoes just because I like a lot of different shoes. But
all right. Shout out to Sal Barbier.
Hell yeah, legend. 23.
Yeah. That might have been my favorite shoe. One of them. You know?
Oh, that actual model, yeah.
Yeah, the Sal 23 shoe.
One, yeah.
Yeah,
it was S, right? Or did it start on Etnies?
Yeah.
Yeah, it was Etnies.
It was,
right?
yeah, my bad. Did I say Etnies? Yeah.
I'm not sure.
Yes, yes. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. That was one of my favorite shoes. And then even like in the high school days, man, I went on a run with half cabs.
Really?
For a long time. So shout out to
never skated a pair of half cabs.
Steve Cab. Yeah, what a good shoe.
Yeah.
Super rad. Little grippy at first, for me at least. But I always loved the half cab shoe. But that was like more through the high school years, you know. But the Sal 23 shoe, definitely. And then I
had like the baby blue ones with like, I think it was like gray and baby blue maybe. I had those ones, 23 on it. I always loved that. I had a few different colorways actually. I like the Excels a lot too.
Yeah, that's a great shoe.
Yeah.
Definitely. I know that I rode a ton of Andrew Reynolds' shoe on America. That was a super rad shoe. I always love riding that. I'm a big Andrew Reynolds fan. And then God, Costin had a super sick ES shoe. That one,
the first one,
yeah,
with the air bubble and the like stripes down the side. I had a bunch of them.
Yeah.
I used to get flown S. And I would just ask for custom ones. I
definitely want to say that I miss those days of like skateboarding footwear from skateboarders. You know what I mean?
No, I do. 100%.
You know, even like
there should be more of that for sure.
Times change, you know, things change.
But they don't stay the same, so they'll change in some way that it'll work.
Yeah, I'd like to see Lakai.
We'll figure it out.
Lakai come back and swinging. I'd like to see America have another run, and you know, definitely. ES, and
There's so many people excited about skateboarding, so
Yeah.
if they just keep going, there's gonna be a lot of generations of people
Yeah.
making memories.
I mean, whatever. It was just a fun time, you know,
was.
and it was a little maybe like simpler and you know, yeah, whatever. I just kind of miss those days a little bit. Like,
I do too.
you know, it's cool where it's cool that the athletes are, you know, making a lot of money from the big corporate footwear companies. You know, I'm sure they're loving it. That's amazing, right? Like,
Yeah.
for the money.
Get it while you can.
Yeah.
Get it while you can. Choo-choo.
Yeah. I mean, that's what I'd be doing.
And we did it.
Yeah.
We've done it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, but
It's a dream for sure. But there's like cost to everything, you know. Sometimes when you work, like when we were on York trips and stuff, it's like you feel obligated to have to do stuff, you know. Even injuries, it becomes a job at times, you know.
oh yeah.
There's
Oh, yeah.
pressures and stuff. As awesome as we talk about being sponsored and pro and all that stuff, there's such a heavy part to it too, you know.
I forgot, like, I know for me, I forgot like how much of a privilege, you know, it is.
Yeah.
You know, because you know, you're pro for a long time. You get settled in. The paychecks are on time. You get cozy up there, making that video part. Maybe I'm not gonna go too hard. You know, like it's easy to do. It was for me.
Yeah, for sure.
Definitely like to party too. At that, you know, like what? There's all sorts of. Yeah,
that was
like
my party face.
The distractions,
dude. I mean, that's part of living life and having some fun.
Oh
bro.
yeah, heck yeah. I don't take
Can't be too orderly. Can't be too chaotic. Let's find the line, bro. Let's assess that risk.
Yeah, I see some people, you know, having all the fun. You know, yeah. It was a hard one to balance.
Yeah.
You know,
some people don't balance it for sure.
Mm-hmm.
But and then they come back and balance it. There's dudes that have been through so much ups and downs. It's like unbelievable, man.
No, it's
crazy what humans can do. They can survive anything, come back from anywhere too. You know, unbelievable. There's definitely times where I was getting paid to do nothing but skateboard, and like you take it for granted because you're just like,
oh yeah,
it's still going. This is still going on somehow. It's amazing. And then when it dries up, you're like, oh. You like settle in. You're like, wait, hope I paid attention enough or gained enough skills, you know? It's good to have a good work ethic no matter what, because if you work your way out of poverty and then you go back to poverty, you've already worked your way out of it. At least once. You got some experience. I can't ever really get mad at my upbringing because of that, you know? I am on the train of thought that we could do more and build more so that we can actually allow some of these dudes to actually make a paycheck, because I don't feel like a lot of people get that. And not to say like everyone should. There definitely should be like, there's dudes that should be pro because they put in enough time and effort, and it's like the proof is in the pudding. But there's a lot of dudes I know that I'm like, I wish they had a pro board.
Yeah.
I wish there was an opportunity for them, and not just a pro board, but even just make a little bit of paycheck, even just $100, $200 a month, so that covers your phone bill, and you don't have to work. You could work on your skating to cover your phone bill or whatever. Like there should be more dudes like that, because there's a lot of dudes. There's a lot of people that put a lot of time in, but that takes like the whole scene and the whole crew of people to like be behind that and build that, you know?
Yeah.
Like I was saying, I love the other side, like the artists.
Skateboarding
the filmer,
can be
it's a community of people that come together to build the brands, to push the people out there and let them have it. Like people for us, dude, that did that. You know, like all the people behind the scenes that like kept the brands going so we could just go on tour. Take it for granted.
Skateboarding can be kind of ruthless like that too, you know?
Yeah.
Or so you get a bad rap, a bad name, you know, everybody knows it but you.
There's
you know?
that side, yeah.
Everybody's whispering, you know? And like you're wondering why you can't get hooked up. I mean, it can be brutal, you
Definitely.
know? But
it's not easy. It's not an easy.
Yeah. If you know, hard work I think pays off, you know?
Yeah.
You know, showing up and taking it a step further. Sometimes, you know, people can't deny the talent.
Yeah.
Regardless of like maybe you said the wrong thing in front of the wrong people and you almost got kicked out completely. I don't know.
No, that's part of being young and dumb and full of cum, bro. You know what I'm saying? I haven't gone that far to forget about those days. Not that I ever did anything too crazy, but like I definitely like, you forget because things are going so well and everything's taken care of, and like your egos. People got egos.
Yeah,
and
I
then
know
when
I
you
did.
when you take your eye off of maintaining what you're doing to argue with each other, it's kind of what America went through, to be honest. Took our eye off of there to argue with each other too much. It's like now we're just arguing, you know. So we should all be focusing on our own things. Same in a collective of people in a van, you know. It's like everyone's got to carry their own weight, and then our egos got to be able to get along to make the dream work. But if everything's taken care of, and like there's no struggle, it just gives you free time. Not everyone knows how to handle their free time. You know?
Yeah, getting complacent.
Yeah,
you know,
or falling into vices and stuff like
Yeah.
that happens, man.
hmm
That's part of growth, like trying to survive and get past your own power, you know, or like being able to harness your own capabilities, the full character thing, you know, the dark and the light, and like being able to like balance in between and know what you're capable of. That's a growing pain in life, is making mistakes and doing fucked up stupid shit that you maybe regret or don't regret because you learn to work past it.
Yeah,
Skate-
I relate
skating.
a lot to that.
Yeah. Skating helps.
That's actually my story.
Welcome to life, Donnie.
I know. Yeah.
Okay, we're almost at the time that we're gonna disappear, because I think we're gonna do it in 2 hours, and then we're over 2 hours. So I'm gonna see a couple more questions, and then we'll do a part 2 sometime.
Sure.
This is so fun. Thank you so much. By the way,
of course, bro. Pleasure.
It's so sick to be able to like. When do you ever get to sit down and be like, let's talk about skateboarding for 2 hours and 20 minutes? You know,
It's been
especially with all work and life and COVID and all the presidential bullshit. It's like nice to be able to sit down and just talk about like fucking shit we give a fuck
Yeah,
about.
it feels
you know?
good to talk about like the love, you know, of
Yeah.
skateboarding and sharing it, and to connect and to help you build, you know,
Yeah, man,
your
this
dream.
means a lot.
You know,
Yeah.
it means a lot to me to get behind what you're doing. And
The fact that you've always been behind like helping me personally as a friend, like fucking means a lot for sure.
well, I'm always inspired by your work ethic. Like, you know, I don't know, just over the years, it's helped me, you know. So
Thanksgiving podcast.
yeah, thanks for always being such a like, just a battle tested dude, man. You're a true New Englander.
Thanks, man.
You know, making it
wow,
happen.
that makes me feel good to say true New Englander. I don't know why, but it feels good to say that.
New Hampshire.
Yeah, bro. That's where I started my first skateboard, New Hampshire.
Yeah.
But I like the concept of being a true New Englander that's battle worn. East Coast living's not the easiest thing in the world, man. We got some baggage, you know, but we carry it well. We're trying to.
I guess it's hard everywhere.
For sure nowadays, for sure. But East Coast for sure had like, we got the winter and like all the elements, you know. And we have a special breed of our own dysfunction in New England, you know, that we all have to manage.
Yeah.
You know, so I like being true New Englanders.
Stubborn, prideful.
Yeah, a little bit of everything.
Yeah.
The problems out west are probably equally as painful, but just a little different. It's its own brand, you know, its own thing. Yeah, well, cheers to being a New Englander.
Yeah.
All right, well, let me go through these real quick. And we'll do a part 2, but you down to film a 5x5?
I'm down.
All right, nice. Doesn't have to be anything crazy. Got to be some hard tricks. 5 simple questions or fun questions. Just 5, and we'll take our time, you know? I love filming them. I've been filming these 5x5s a bunch. I take like an hour or 2 and just link up with the skater, bang out the 5 tricks, work through those, and then sit down and just 5 questions. And it's like fun, simple. I've been uploading them on the YouTube channel. I'd be stoked to have you in there.
Yeah, I'd be delighted.
I just filmed one with Evan, and he destroyed it. I did the Flow Kids first. I had like Chloe, Anders, and Thomas. They're all like 12 years old and younger, or a little older. And then Evan was the first like grown man skater I did, you know, and it was super fun. Because the questions towards the kids were a little simpler, you know, and with Evan I could talk a little more. It's like mini podcast with 5 tricks, basically. I could honestly just splice this up and put it in there, but we should do it.
I'm loving to see Evan right now. Good
Thank
job,
you.
Evan.
Yeah, thanks for saying
I'm proud
that.
of you, man.
Yeah.
It's cool. I remember when he was like 10.
He kind of
You know?
reminds me of Zared at times, because like his drive or something and like how good he is. He's like, they're not necessarily the same tricks, but like I'll bring or we'll go to a place together and I'll just watch him like ruthlessly dismantle the skate park if it's like something he likes to skate.
Yeah.
And that kind of reminds me of Zared a little bit.
Yeah, I like that.
Damn.
He just board slid that rail and then grabbed Indy and hopped over the other side.
Yeah.
At Bridgham School.
He has the he kind of looks like Zared's build. I think that is why too. He's a little stocky and short. Like he's not short, but smaller, dude. Stocky. Evan a little bit. Dude, hell yeah.
Yeah.
Thanks for saying that, because Evan rips, dude.
Yeah. No, that's why I said it.
Hell yeah. Thanks. All right, here's a good one to end on. This is a beautiful one. This is shout out to Aaron's brand. One more. Touch the ground on a rollaway. Keep the clip or no?
Oh man, I am just really. I mean, I like to have as much fun and freedom when skating and everything, and not be so serious or critical. But then at the same time, I came up in the '90s when things were very like fingernail sensitive about like how you do tricks and everything, and
I like that, fingernail sensitive.
Yeah,
off to the
yeah,
side,
the details were important, in the
Yeah.
'90s and stuff.
a lot
like
of passion.
yeah, like you weren't allowed to kind of do certain things, like
I caught it like when I was coming in.
I remember like hanging with Eric Popecki when he went to San Francisco, and he was out there skating with the EMB guys, and then he came back to Rhode Island, and me and Judd were hanging out with them, and him talking about like, certain skaters and how they push and then they get into their stance to do a flip trick, and they're like wiggling their toes around trying to find where their foot placement is before they do the flip trick.
Yeah.
And like
not into it.
like you can't they used to call it putting the cigarette out. Like when you step on a cigarette and you kind of twist your toe around.
Yes.
Like I remember that in the '90s was like a funny thing, just as an example.
That's a funny one.
Yeah,
because I've seen it where I can't stand it, but I've also seen it where I love it.
Yeah, so a lot of times, even still,
yeah,
like even tomorrow if I go skate, I'll push, and in my head I'm like, all right, let me get a 360 flip, and then I'll hop.
Oh yeah,
and hope that I land precisely where I need to, and sometimes I don't,
No,
but like it sucks because like I have that built-in like meter of like, okay, I can't sit there and pause and take a minute and a half to figure out where my feet go before I do a trick, and that's something that I got from like the '90s, and it was something like, we lived through that era. I lived through that era. So the question about putting your hand down, it's like, hell no.
Yeah.
But then it's weird. I'll see somebody skating like Greco, and he'll do the burliest trick and then kind of like do a little surf, like touch the wave when he on the ground. You know what I mean? And it's like,
it kind of looks. You're like, whoa, yeah.
Or Cardiel, you know?
Yeah.
He's like, yeah, like you can't, you want that, So I don't know. It's different for everybody. I just know for me, I spent, I just had that like that personal internal criticism thing going on,
I know
in some ways it's a pain in the ass, but in other ways, whatever, it just made me work harder to land the trick the way I wanted to, I guess. But if it's not fun, then don't waste your time being critical. You know? I don't know.
No, it's true. The '90s definitely had that. It was like a bit of like, this is mine and this is how it's done, and then people ganged up a little bit, and it's like, maybe. I never like always fit in with crews. Like I like was my own thing, like I could fit in with crews, but if people were assholes to me, I'm like, we're not going to be friends, like, sorry. Like shit happens, but
I felt that all the time.
'90s. Speaking of the '90s, bro.
And then I did it to other people. Not that
you don't even notice it. You're like, oh shit.
Like damn, shame on me, but
fuck yeah, man. Well, I think that's the end of the road, dude. We did it.
Awesome. Yeah.
This is awesome.
How long we go for? 2 hours?
Let's see. 2:27. Cool. 2:27, my G's.
Thanks everybody for listening. Thanks for getting behind my boy Anthony here. I love this guy, and
hell yeah.
Thanks, Anthony. Sick.
Yeah. Thanks for keeping the fire alive with skating, because like if you do it, I'll continue, like just keep going.
I can't help
keep it in. I can tell. So I appreciate that.
Keep skating, everybody.
Hell yeah. And happy Thanksgiving.
Happy Thanksgiving.
Turkey Day.
Hope you guys have a great one.
Peace. Oh yeah, that was awesome.
Good job, Anthony.
I needed that, bro.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Like,
to talk with a friend, bro.
Yeah, I know.
It helps.
Don't let COVID kill you.
Yeah, stay alive, people. We alive, people.
You can do it.